guys, welcome to the show. My name is Spencer, and I will be your double fermented host for today's episode of Expat Soup. Once again, we're coming to you live from Jimmy V's here in Yangzhou, China, and I'm sitting here with the homies, James and Lee.
Hey. Hi.
All right, good start. And today's Expat Soup guest is a man who needs no introduction.
Hey, what's up?
A Mr. Darius Coetzee.
Still wrong. It's Kutsia.
Kutsia.
Kutsia. It's French.
Okay. And Darius, is that the correct pronunciation?
Yes, it's Darius.
Darius, not Darius.
Okay, so fuck you. First explicit time. All right, so it's Darius. Back home we could say Darius, but for different cultures we say Darius because it's just easier for people to say it. It's actually a Persian name it's pronounced Darius.
Okay.
I found this out from an Iranian chick back in university. It was quite fucking awesome. It's like, okay, that's how you say it. It's
she knew a lot about names douche, and stuff. It starts with a D and ends with a noosh.
That's Persian for douche.
So why?
And wait. Darius hails from South Africa.
Da-da-da-da.
And the city or town you are from is?
Yeah, I am from Brakpan.
Brakpan,
yeah.
Brakpan, South Africa.
My city is Johannesburg, but my town is Brakpan.
Okay.
And if you are South African, I am not as dodgy as you think.
Pretty dodgy though.
No, he's awesome. We had him on the show, so we can vouch for him.
I made it.
And you're about to find out if he's dodgy or not. You can decide for yourself.
Yeah. Cast your vote at the end of the episode.
Just a little.
Have you ever dodged anything before?
Dude, well, crime is bad.
Taxes.
This question?
Women, cops.
Can we go back to your name?
Yeah.
Do you think that name is unusual in your country?
Very.
It's very
Yeah.
unusual.
What,
Very.
first name or last name?
Well, both.
First name. Second name is actually very common.
Really?
A lot of rugby players, sportsmen in general, have
Sorry,
my surname.
Okay.
Darius.
Darius, Kutsia.
Kutsia.
But you said that's
Kutsia.
French, right?
Yes, it's French.
So do you think that's...
It's French. It's
When I first
French,
saw it,
Dutch,
I thought it was like Dutch Afrikaans type, because they love their consonants.
That's the thing, bro. Like, I also thought it was Dutch, and then I actually did the history, and I was like, oh, shit, it's actually French.
Okay.
And I had no idea how it worked, but my mom told me it's from my dad's side. He comes from French-Dutch background. My mom's French-Dutch-Irish background. My mom comes from an Irish-Scottish background. So, see, the thing is, if you are European in South Africa, you're a bastard, dude. You are mixed from fucking everything.
French and Irish is a terrible mix.
South Africa, like a lot of other older British colonies or whatever territories, is sort of a melting pot, right?
It is, exactly.
And it's kind of called the Rainbow Nation, is that right?
Yes, it is. It's called the Rainbow Nation because, so, like, we have a lot of different cultures, man. Like, we speak 11 official languages.
11 languages?
11 official, like, okay, I
can't understand any of them.
I can speak English and Afrikaans. Afrikaans is it's close to Dutch, but some Dutch people don't understand you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can speak it's in Brussels,
And the Dutch part of Afrikaans comes from the Dutch that were there in South Africa hundreds of years ago.
This is around, I think, like the 18th century. This is when the
1700s.
East India Trading Company.
Right, when they were huge.
Yeah, that's when they went to South Africa.
They had like the whole world's wealth in. Even by today's standards, they were off the charts with wealth.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. And it was...
So they made their way to South Africa.
Yeah, they made their way to South Africa. They dropped us off and left us there.
Before they knew about diamonds.
Yeah, no.
Before diamonds were a thing.
The diamonds actually became a thing around, like, later on. Almost, like, towards the 19th century.
They started all the wars.
Yeah, the Anglo-Saxon wars, man.
Well, the Anglo-Zulu War, right?
Anglo-Zulu War wasn't, like, a major thing. It was actually a very small war.
Because British people had guns.
It didn't last very long.
Like, there's a very famous thing.
They did take a little beating at the beginning. It wasn't all roses.
Yo, man, like, you have to have respect for the Zulu nation, dude. Like,
of course.
They cannot... That is a tribe that refused to be conquered, bro. Like...
It reminds me of the Boxer Rebellion and I think that happened in southeast China or somewhere around then. And it was these kung fu guys. I mean, I say that kind of loosely, not racially, but yeah, they literally thought that they could outmaneuver bullets, and that was their strategy. That was like a big part of their plan was, hey, they have guns, but we have our fighting style,
Okay,
and
right.
we're going to win. But obviously they got mowed down just like the Zulus. Is that right?
No. There's actually a funny
Fill
story.
us in.
So it's the Xhosas. Okay, so remember, there's a lot of different tribes there. With Intebele, you got the Xhosa, you got the Setswana. There's so many, man. And Venda.
Just there in that southern
southern tip, and they migrated. It's migrating tribes, and they just got there. They stuck. Most of us who came to South Africa is like, it's a beautiful place. We're gonna stay here.
Beautiful. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's gorgeous, man. And the problem is that now you say these guys could outmaneuver bullets. So there was one lady. Okay, so I think this was the Xhosa tribe. They were getting ready for war, and there were like thousands of these people, like 20,000, 30,000 over there. And she had a vision from her grandmother.
She?
Yeah, like they were into.
Who's she?
I don't even know what her name is, bro.
Like
I
a
can't pronounce
princess
it.
or
She
something?
wasn't a princess, bro. She was like a. They don't even have. I think they've got kings and queens, but it's like not a big thing. It's very patriarchal.
Okay.
So like she just went up to the king and said, "Listen, I had a vision for my grandmother," and they're into ancestor worship, so they take that shit seriously, dude.
Right.
And she said, "No, that and this was like during like World War I or some shit, right?" And she
The Zulus?
yeah.
And stuff?
No,
World
not
War I?
Zulus. This was like Xhosa, something like that.
The Xhosas, my bad,
Xhosa.
sorry.
And this was just before war. They said, no, we must sacrifice all of our cattle, everything, okay? And these soldiers that died, I think it's World War I or something like that, the German soldiers would come up and fight for us. And like, dude, mumbo jumbo, they fucking believed that, and they killed all their livestock. And fucking a couple of weeks later, when everyone went to war, like, I don't know who it was, the English or the Boers at that time, went to war, they were like, where the fuck were these people? They were dying from famine.
They killed themselves.
They killed themselves.
Oh my god.
These are the courses.
Yeah, this was
So
the
the
Xhosa
courses
nation.
are not in the timeline now because of this.
No, they're still there, dude. They're still there. Like,
As
they
are-
survived.
but they lost
the
a lot of
English
people.
helped them.
So
Yeah.
the courses
Well,
is,
the
we were
English-
at war with them, but we just like, you need some food.
yeah, like,
So the courses are a minority that are on the map.
I
so
wouldn't
to
say
speak.
I wouldn't say a minority, man. Like they mostly, I think they are around.
Is that CORSA?
It's X.
Their language is
XORSA?
Xhosa.
Is that like the
They have clicks in their
Yeah.
language, right? Yeah.
Kosas? Oh,
Yeah.
the Kosas. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're just saying it in like an anglicized way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their language
The
is
clicky.
clicks.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
clicks.
Most of the languages have a bit of clicks in them,
Kosa.
man.
It's like Kosa,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't even say. I know like one of the words.
Give it a whirl.
One of my friends I had, his name
Say
was
it.
Ntuko. Ntuko.
Say it.
Klaba.
Okay.
Ntuko Klaba.
Okay.
I can't even make the fucking click, dude.
Right. And I thought like Chinese was hard with the stuff you have to say here. They have like inhaling and exhaling stuff like
Yeah, dude.
and like I can't even obviously I can't do it, but
We
so
try.
that's
we try.
They do? They
The-
have inhaling and exhaling like
I mean I've met some African girls here in China that
Oh.
have spoken it before, and when they speak it, they're breathing
oh,
like
I thought you meant Chinese people do. I was like, I'm missing.
No,
out.
no.
Oh,
Like, I'm on the
I'm not
tonal
saying
thing,
it's-
but God.
like,
you want to add a
what?
different element?
Oh my god. Okay.
No,
all right,
different-
all right.
I've been wrong all these
Yeah,
years.
dude. Jesus Christ.
so the corsas. That's an element, and you mentioned the Boers a little bit. Those are the Dutch
That was
kind
the
of farmers.
The Dutch farmer.
They got pissed off.
In Afrikaans is boer. Boer means farmer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not a descendant of a
I-
Boer.
The
I
Boer
am
Wars
and am
just
not.
means the farmer war then?
The farmer
Right, it's the
war, yeah.
farmers fighting for independence from the British
Yes.
after the British defeated the Zulus a little bit. Because
Yeah.
it was
No,
the Zulus
it was
that
the
was
Zulus
keeping the
and the
Boers a little
Afrikaans.
scared.
They were like the Zulus. Let me put it like this: the British at some point went to the Afrikaans or went to the Boers and said, "Listen, guys, you need to take them out." Like they had like a treaty going, like we can't take them out.
Right.
And that's where you had the
But
Battle
the
of
Boer-
Bloedrivier or the Battle of Blood River.
Okay.
And yo, dude, like the Boers just slaughtered a lot of Zulu like people, bro. I think there was like
And
I
these
guess something
Boers
stupid,
had
like
like
10,000
good
to
German
100,
weapons,
man.
I think.
Huh?
They had weapons. They had
They had
machinery.
cannons, dude. They
Yeah,
had cannons, they
guns.
had bayonets. They were rocking it.
Who's this?
These are the Dutch farmers who
Those
are called
Dutch
the
farmers.
Boers.
The Boers. Okay.
Yeah.
Very well armed for farmers.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Jesus
dude, they
Christ.
were armed from the English, from the British.
Of course,
okay.
everyone was at that
Okay.
point.
And the Germans, I think.
So who are they trying to repel now?
Okay, they were trying to
the British.
repel the Zulu.
The Zulu.
Zulu,
Oh,
and
Zulu.
then-
Okay,
Well, the
okay.
Zulu first, and then after the Zulu weren't a problem, they were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, fuck this, let's fight the British,"
Yeah, because look, dude, it
because
was
they're trying to control us as
exactly
still.
like you needed. Like I would talk a lot about the Boers, but the usual like I want to put a fact: you have to respect the Zulus for what they did at that time.
Of course, you got to
Like-
fight for your homeland.
Not even
It's-
that, dude.
and Boer is spelled Boer.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's not like
from what we learned, like there
boring.
was different kings. There were King Dingaan and King Shaka.
Shaka,
And these guys
a very
were-
famous Zulu warrior.
Yeah, we have an airport named after him.
Okay.
Hey, dude, this guy was crazy,
What a
bro.
privilege.
Yeah, what a privilege. Like fucking.
Yeah.
Bro, like our president is a Zulu. Majority of the South Africans
Be associated
are-
with waiting and boredom.
Yeah, right. The worst place in the
An
world is an
African
airport.
warrior.
No, dude, so we have
Plane 2 is boarding now. Shaka Airport.
So we have a kind of thorn called kameeldoring, which means like camel
Thorn?
thorn. Yeah.
A
Like
plant.
a thorn
it's
in
a
your
plant, but
side.
it's like a tree that grows these white thorns, and what happens is when they stick into you, they suck back into your skin. Like they're
Okay.
really hard to pull out, right?
Oh, they kind of like splinter out. at the
Yeah,
end.
and
Oh,
what
my
these
goodness.
people used to do is like we call it a kraal, right? So they would make their little huts and everything, and they would put this thorns everywhere around,
Yeah.
and lions, nothing would come close because that shit will fuck you up, dude.
They learn.
Right,
yeah,
right,
everything
right.
learns to stay away from those thorns. right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Oh
they
my
would
God.
put everything around, and what this guy would do is the Zulu tribesmen, there was a warring tribe. They just went to war all the time, right?
Yeah.
So what they would do is they would dance on these fucking thorns, man, to make the men hard as fuck.
Oh,
fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
So
it
like
works.
these guys, now what they would do is majority, most of Africa they'd make slaves and try to get these guys to work. Not the Zulus, man. They could not do it. It was too hard. Because even when these guys were
Not
put
worth the
down,
effort.
it's just not worth the effort. They was like, it's like maybe we should kill them. I'm scared of them.
Get slaves from
They
somewhere
were
else.
crazy, dude.
Wow. So you got so the Zulus and the lady you were talking about with the idea to sacrifice all the bulls.
She was a Corsa.
She was a Corsa.
Corsa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corsa.
So you had the Zulus, the Corsa, and the Boers, and so the Corsas were wiped out by famine.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, wiped out. They're still around, dude.
They're
They're
still
still.
around.
We even one of the languages is still Corsa.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But they were decimated at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have the
The
Boers.
British
who
beat
are
the Zulus, and then the
fighting
British
Dutch.
went to war with the Boers.
The British beat the Zulus. The British went to war with the Dutch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, dude, when the Dutch.
And this was all ranging from 1700s to early 1900s.
Okay.
The last Boer War was right before World War II, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it was. It was actually in. I'll tell you now. In like, I think.
Just check his cheat sheet.
I have to check my cheat sheet, bro. Our history is rich, dog.
You got some nice handwriting too.
Oh,
I
thank you
must
so
say.
much, man.
Probably took him a couple of hours to write this.
I'm trying not to be explicitly. Would you please kindly fuck off? So, in 1902, the Treaty of Vereniging ends the Second Anglo-Boer War, and then only in, I think it's in the 1960s, we only get independence, man,
Okay.
And
Right.
From
right.
what?
from the British.
Oh, well, they were holding everything, right?
Yeah,
Hong Kong.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It was
That
after
treaty, how do
World
you
War II.
pronounce it again?
The Treaty of Vereniging.
Vereniging. And that's an Afrikaans word.
Yeah, it's actually a place.
It's spelled like V-E-E-Inahan.
yeah,
Okay.
in the
9 years.
like I don't know, you guys don't much.
We don't
At all.
If you ask me, we should a lot more.
Spit something out. Yeah.
Like the province I'm from is called Gauteng,
Okay.
and a lot of people like, dude.
Are you hooking up a loogie or saying?
But it's funny enough. We were talking about it the other day. The word that we all despise is phlegm, right?
hate
Phlegm's
that
a
word so
dirty,
much.
gross
It's a
word.
dirty word.
It's
And
horrible to spell and say.
You know,
Phlegm.
the
PH.
only language
PH.
very
There's
close to
there's G.
Afrikaans.
GM.
There's a G.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. The only language close to Afrikaans is Flemish,
Flemish it comes from which country?
Brussels.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Dutch Dutch and Belgium have a total connection in language-wise, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of...
Belgium's a lot of French.
and Afrikaans is an amalgamation of those two.
There's Flemish in Belgium, but they also speak a lot of French.
Right.
Their accent,
Like
when they
every-
talk, they sound very French.
Like everyone who isn't from America, there's multiple languages happening
Yes.
in one area.
That's true. That's true.
So you said you speak how many?
I only speak 2, man.
So you got English on lock and Afrikaans?
Yeah, but my
Fluent Afrikaans? Or
I'm fluent, but apparently
how much
I
do you have
speak
to
a little bit
use it there?
fucking all the time.
All the time?
Like, look, if you speak to anyone, you speak English, you immediately English, but depending on where you go in South Africa and depending on where the routes are, like there's a place called the Orange Free State. If you go there,
Up north, right?
yeah,
They
like
give you
more
free oranges.
central around there.
Is that the Transvaal or whatever?
Dude, that is
Transvar?
Transvaal.
Transvaal.
Yeah.
Is that or no?
Yeah,
It's like a special region.
it's like Southern America.
Okay, it's
Like,
just a
right,
place.
It's the South.
It's a place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like like you guys have like the rednecks and what.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much shit because if I
So
go
what-
home, I'm
so
gonna
what
get my
kinda- so what
ass
kinda-
handed to me.
They're the South African rednecks.
Yeah, exactly that.
So what
but they're
kinda-
all
They
massive.
must be bad.
What kind of South
motherfuckers.
African are you, per se?
Redneck.
I wouldn't even say that. No.
Trailer trash.
I'll put it to you like this.
Darius and
Devour
Lee
a penis.
have a friendship. They're not. Lee's not just being a hater.
He is just he's the bane of my existence, but no, like, he's also a friend. I
So
guess.
what? So what kind
Air
of?
quotes.
Air quotes.
So like when I think of South Africa, I think of all the different pockets of society and stuff. And I saw a really cool documentary called District 9 about. And in that sweet, very informative documentary, there's a lot. It shows a lot of different like South African types. I mean, obviously it's a movie and it's a little overblown, but how accurate would you say that is to stereotypes and or
That's
the
pretty
culture?
That's pretty fucking accurate.
Pretty accurate.
I'm not even gonna lie. You know the accent the guy does is it's hilarious, right?
The prawns, the fucking prawns.
You fucking prawn, right? So that is actually what a typical Afrikaans person would sound like trying to
Speaking
speak
English.
English.
So awesome.
Really?
Yeah, that is what it's like. It is horrible. Like we always laugh. It's like, oh, how well you have fucked up the Queen's language.
So some South Africans speak Afrikaans only.
They only speak Afrikaans, but Afrikaans people have a very kind nature. If you try, like they won't make like Lee if he stumbles into Africa, you know, they won't try and make him speak Afrikaans.
Where
You know?
am I?
He would they would actually default and try and speak English, even though they're murdering the language. They will try.
Also, they're very accommodating.
They're very accommodating
Okay.
people.
I guess that
Yeah.
comes
Good
with
to
that
know.
big,
Love it, man.
that different communities of people.
I mean,
like,
and you guys
tribes
have
and stuff.
been, I don't know, so I'm going to ask who are the first non-Africans in South Africa?
To be honest,
Right,
the Portuguese.
Portuguese. Okay.
The Portuguese actually landed
They were
Vasco
Do you
da
want to
Gama.
just check your facts first?
They-
Of course, dude.
they were all over the
1497,
place.
motherfucker.
Yeah, right. They had a step on the English
Yeah, they,
at that time.
But the thing is, they landed in Natal and they didn't do anything. Now, there's something that you guys need to know about Natal. We call it KwaZulu Natal.
Natal is a city,
It's a province.
a province.
Yeah, it's KwaZulu Natal. That's where Durban is. It's the southern coast, right? The south coast.
Okay.
So, a fun fact is that we all believe, like you guys have met a South African here. What's his name? We went to his birthday the other day.
Nick?
Brad.
Brad, you've met Brad. He's from Durban. There's a running joke. Durban is still sovereign to the Queen because they all speak with a bit of an accent. They try and be a bit more posh.
A little more posh,
Yeah,
Oh.
distinguished.
but
Which
more
is what someone
distinguished.
who is trailer trash would say, right? So it's like, oh, you wish you loved the Queen, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you say trailer trash, but it's like we just are diverse. We're trying to, like my father can speak Zulu fluently. Yeah,
Wow.
he is actually he has a Zulu name, Bakwena, which means
Cool.
crocodile.
Fantastic. I like that. That's
And my
good.
father's a very aggressive man.
Yeah.
You'll just it's very friendly, very happy, and then bipolar shit happens, dude. And you're like, God, please don't hit me.
Exactly like a crocodile.
Jeez.
right?
That's wild, man. I'm absolutely blown away by the history right now. I'm like, I'm
It's
listening
crazy,
as hard as I
right?
can, yeah.
It's,
oh my God.
and it's all at the southern tip of this massive continent that is full of stuff above you. Do you ever feel that like effect of having all this crazy shit not only happening in your country but
In our
above you,
continent, man.
like some
Like the-
trickle down Afronomics, if you will?
I mean, well, that's where it all comes from. Like all these tribes are coming from
They're coming from the north.
the
They're coming
north
down.
and middle
Yeah.
of Africa.
And there's a lot of turmoil above you. Do you
Dude,
feel
there's
that in your
so much
history,
shit.
in your soul?
Hell no. Hell
Cosmic,
no, dude.
baby.
If you've met a South African, we are very resilient
brush it
people.
off?
We brush it off, dude.
It's whatever.
It's nothing.
It's another day.
Like when shit was going down in like Afghanistan, Iraq, we're like, holy shit, man, that's just up there. It's like, yeah, can I have a pint?
Yeah. Oh, they can war too.
They can war too. Not as good as we do. Yeah, we fucked up the British, And you'll see, bro. Like you need to understand, like the Afrikaans people, during why they are such an angry people.
Yeah.
Like if you meet an Afrikaans person like in South Africa, the first thing you're like, God damn, that man's angry. If you see him on the road, you're like road rage like none other.
Oh my God.
Right.
The few I've met are pretty angry.
And they are large men. They are
They're
very
all really
large
tall as well.
fucking
I'm
men.
short, so they're really
Really?
tall to me.
Just corn-fed
Yeah.
South Africans.
Angry.
And how? So you say that?
Have you traveled a lot within Africa?
I've been to Swaziland. I've been to Mozambique. But that's
Botswana?
as far. I've never gone to Botswana. I don't really go that far. I've traveled majority of the world, but I haven't gone. I haven't been to the States. So Africa is not. Yeah.
You don't want to travel.
I don't. It's not that, dude. It's just like I just haven't had the opportunities. I'm always busy with something.
Yeah.
But now I definitely want to travel. I want to go to Zambia. I want to go a bit more up.
I wish I had a map in front of me of Africa right now. Jesus
It's,
Oh, dude, it's
so
crazy, dude.
massive. Like,
Do you think you could find Africa on a map if I gave you a map?
Jeez, fuck you.
Speaking geographically speaking,
It's number one, right?
Yeah, you color in first. Yeah.
it's a continent, not a country.
It kind of looks like a horse's head. It's just
But,
chilling there.
elephant ear,
Okay, elephant, yeah.
maybe.
Maybe. I always thought
Oh,
South
yeah.
America looks a bit like an elephant.
They're
Right.
very similar shapes, South America and Africa.
Pangea.
Because they were
Pangea,
part of
baby,
each
right?
other in one stage.
Well, everything was a part of each other.
So-
Yeah.
From the Guineas.
So geographically, back to that point, a funny thing I find about South Africa, not funny, but
hilarious.
a thing
I'm sure.
almost hilarious, is that
Close.
you guys are like the only country in the world that has a country in your country.
Oh, you're talking
which
about
is
Lesotho?
Lesotho. I would pronounce it Lesotho.
Lesotho. No.
That's not even close.
Hey, fuck you! You didn't try.
No, I did try. I'm not embarrassed now.
It's Lesotho.
Egg on my face.
And the funniest thing is
Lesotho, right?
Lesotho.
Oh, I was wrong.
Wrong twice.
You're wrong. You're wrong, dude. You're wrong.
Lesotho.
Lesotho.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I have.
It's a
fucking.
do they like have a complex
They have a
about
monarchy,
being
dog.
like owned, not
Really?
owned obviously, but being surrounded by? It's just kind of strange to me.
Bro, I don't
Can you
consider-
go there easily or?
Is it-
To any
there
Lesothoans,
a-
or I don't know how to say it. Listening to this, I don't mean to offend you, but I don't
Lesotho.
consider you a
Lesotho's
country.
the Lesotho.
Oh, so you don't? It's not like
It's a nice
huge
place to
deal.
go to snowboard. That's all I know.
Oh damn! You can snowboard in South Africa?
Yeah, dude.
Or Lesotho?
In Lesotho, you can snowboard.
It is. Well, it is. It is far away from the equator. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called we call it Afri ski, and you go there like once a year and you go skiing. Yeah.
Ski Africa, bro.
I was talking to
I
a
haven't
student
seen that.
the
So
other
how
day,
did
and I
this
was like,
independence happen for this small country state?
Right. The Boers had a hard enough time getting their shit. What the hell's the Lesotho? What's happening there?
To be very honest, dude, I got no idea, bro. Like Lesotho is just a kind of a mystery to me.
But do you ever meet a Lesothoan and you're like, oh, cool, bro, you're from Lesotho.
I've seen a lot of
like,
I see Lesotho
whatever.
plates. I see a lot of people driving like in South Africa with Lesotho plates because like you live there, you were born there, but you travel in and out. I don't know how the passports work. I don't know if you need a passport. I don't
Surely
think
not.
so.
It
Surely
might be
not.
similar to like
It's
the
like a
Vatican
little circle.
City. Like
Yeah.
Vatican City's in Italy, and that's a
Right.
independent
It's
country as
very
well.
small. Lesotho's like, it's got a little size to it. South Africa's huge.
Yeah.
Like, right? It's a big country.
But
It's bigger than the
corporations,
UK.
Comparatively.
yeah, corporations use Lesotho to do a lot of legal shit, bro.
Just
Oh,
some
taxes and
Yeah.
stuff like that are different, right?
They'll like
Loophole
register something
central.
in Lesotho and then fucking work in South Africa.
Right.
Like, dude, South Africa has a lot of. One thing that I'm not too happy with. South Africa does have a lot of corruption.
Zuma's not so popular, right? The South African prime minister or president,
I don't want to get that explicit, man.
Dude,
He's an asshole, bro. Like,
or the dance Zumba.
Zumba. That's
If-
like a fitness workout.
If
right?
his political advisor hasn't worked that into his speeches, he's fucking up.
dude, that guy, he can't read, bro. I showed Lee
So
a
you're-
speech of him trying to say beginning.
Yeah.
Zuma?
Yeah,
So Zuma, wait, let's clarify. Zuma is your
President.
he's our current president, but he's
president
been,
is the nomenclature.
but he's been kind of
Because they're not sovereign like some other places, so they don't use a prime minister. They have
Okay.
president.
President Zuma.
yes. So President Zuma, okay, can I give you the lowdown?
Give us the
facts?
lowdown.
Okay, so I know you guys got some really bad politicians.
Well, I mean,
bro.
they know about bad presidents in America.
but-
Let's be honest.
But Africa,
Oh, dude, we are like a new level of fucked up. Man, this guy, bro, 801, it could be more, but what I remember the figure was 801 corruption charges.
Oh my
He
god.
raped
And
a
he's
girl
still the
before
president.
taking office.
Really?
Proven taken office. Then he contracted AIDS from her, but then he said on live television, I do not have AIDS because I had a shower afterwards.
Oh, so he's a genius.
You could
yeah.
wash off AIDS, by the way.
Wow. Good to know.
And
But
all the...
to be fair, and I'm using this in a very loose way, completely.
Don't you fucking to be fair me, motherfucker.
But like, at least he's acknowledged this thing happening. Like, Trump has done a lot of terrible shit, and it's fake news. It's fake news.
Yeah, bro, but that's a very white thing to do. We just whitewash shit.
I mean, I'm not condoning raping a girl at all. Of course not. But I mean, Trump has had a lot of sexual, charges, like rape or like
Did he really?
sexual assault in different ways. He talked about grabbing a girl by a pussy. You think he
Oh,
hasn't
well,
had sexual
I mean-
charges on him? I think he settled a lot of them out of court. But
Okay.
but-
Well, they didn't bring that up at all. That's never been like.
it's been in the news.
Yeah, has it been?
Depending
on
on
the
what
news?
news you're
I
paying
haven't-
attention
I haven't
to.
seen it.
Besides
That's the
that, I have a
Trump
serious
is,
question.
Trump is low-hanging fruit. But let's get back to Zuma.
Just one question. Have you seen Trump drink water with two hands?
Yeah,
It was
and
fucking
the
amazing.
weird face.
Just a little like.
He has a bottle and he's.
It's like
just
he's trying
to
to not spill it on himself, but he's doing it
It's
in
like
like
he's
it's
never
like,
held a
It's like
bottle in
he's
his
doing
life.
it in a robot sort
Yeah.
of way. Like must not.
It's like if you
spill
give a
water.
bottle to a chimp, is what you imagine they would
Really?
look like drinking from.
Because he's a lizard and he doesn't need water.
He just basks.
need water.
He's no, he's
Right, you need a little water, like a little man.
lizard.
Everything needs water.
Water's a basic building block of life.
He's a space lizard.
I didn't know you meant space.
The conspiracy thickens.
Sorry.
He's just wearing a
They live on
His
trees
toupee
from
is
the
a-
moon.
If he
apparently.
peeled him off, he'd just be a lizard underneath all that.
I thought
So
he'd be
back
a
to
Russian
South
bot,
Africa.
but okay. Yeah, back to South Africa. Dude, this guy, he's a fucking idiot, bro. Like, when he does speeches, we have a drinking game. Every time he does a State of the Nation address, everyone just flocks to bars, man. Like, we all... But in between works, like, listen, guys, I'm feeling a little depressed today. I'm going to go to the bar. It's like, it's okay. We're all going to the bar. And you get there, and every time he says, stutters during his speech, or does this very annoying thing where he takes the middle finger and adjusts his glasses to his fucking forehead.
Take a drink.
You take a shot.
Ooh,
You take a shot or a sip of your drink is optional.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
optional. Women sip, men shot.
Dude, you are so
Wow, you guys are
drunk
so
at the
kind
end of his
in
speech
South
that
Africa.
you're like, I'm pretty sure this man just said my country is fucked, but it's okay. It's okay, you know.
So
So
there's
you
like,
need that alcohol to get through the speech.
We need that alcohol to get through the day.
So this guy's there's like unanimous dissent around this guy. It's nobody likes him,
How
or
did he
there's
get into
there's
office?
factions that like him, or
Bro, I have a very
Does it all go back to
unpopular
corruption?
opinion. And
I like those.
I have a very unpopular opinion, and like, you guys need to understand that I'm very pro Africa. I'm very pro my country, and like, I believe something bad. Like, you
pro
guys,
South
I'm
Africa
pro
or
South
pro
Africa.
continent.
No, pro continent and pro South Africa.
Okay.
What does that? What does that mean, real quick?
I'm very
though?
anti-West.
South Africa is the
Okay,
country. Africa's the continent.
Come on, Maji. I've been listening. I'm listening. I'm understanding
believe you, bro.
things. I'm learning.
We're just
right
we're
now.
clarifying for the audience.
I want to. I want to know pro South Africa means.
It's called Pan-Africanism.
Pan-Africanism.
And a lot of African people would stand up and be like, "But you can't do it." And this is where a very racist topic comes, because like you're white. But the thing is that
So Pan-Africanism in a nutshell is
it's an Afrocentric idea.
so you want to be decentralized from the world type
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
and you want to be your own.
We want to govern our own things. We want to take care of ourselves. We want to kind of just push away from
But
all
can
things foreign.
Africa do that?
Yes.
The whole of Africa.
The whole of Africa. You don't understand. Africa's
without
rich.
without outside influence.
The thing is, because of outside influence, Africa is the way it is. Do you remember apartheid was
diamonds
sponsored?
and
Apartheid was
apartheid.
sponsored by America and a bunch of other countries.
Ooh.
A lot of countries had ties in apartheid. It's only
Some more
when
dirt on America.
Dude, it's only when
Legacy.
when they were caught, like when people were like, okay, these countries are sponsoring it, they were like
Apartheid.
dude.
What is
Segregation.
It was a segregation.
Is apartheid an
Jim
Afrikaans
Crow.
word?
Like,
Yes. In Afrikaans is apartheid.
That just means segregation.
And
Blacks and whites.
that was like a bane in our head. Like, dude, that is like the black mark in our
And
history, bro.
that kind of,
Okay.
I feel like blacks got fully what's the word I'm looking for? Fully enfranchised
in French, you know what?
in the 90s.
in the 90s,
96?
Yeah, dude. Like how I can put it to you, like it was the worst. It was a crime against humanity. And it went on for way too long. But here's the thing: I don't want to justify what the Afrikaans people
Mandela's
did.
not just a crybaby.
No, he's not a crybaby, but he is a terrorist.
He is a
terrorist, huh?
He's
Dog,
a
he's a terrorist, bro. They blew up the World Trade Center, bro. Let's not kid, bro. They had lots of plans. But apparently he tried to boycott that. There was a lot of radicalism going on in the ANC. If you don't know what the ANC is, it's the African National Congress. And a fun fact is the annual African National Congress actually started in 1912.
Okay.
That was when all these black people in
That
South
was
Africa
right
got
after
together
the
and they're like,
Boers and
yeah, and they
those-
were like, we need to stick together. We need to fight this shit because it's not right. The problem is that you need to remember before the Boers, okay, the Dutch, right? When they landed, East India Company got. You know how the Boers happened? Because the Dutch were working.
needed farmers to get shit out of South Africa and
out of South
give it
Africa.
to the state.
And these Dutchmen were like, and it was not just Dutchmen, it was Frenchmen, it was anyone that was willing to work with the Dutch
Any
at that time.
colonial person.
And they was like, listen, man, I don't want to work for these people anymore. They're not paying me enough. And they just went inwards towards Africa, right? They went into the continent.
Right.
And the more inland they went, they kind of got separated from the bunch, and then it got outlawed. It got outlawed. And then, a long time...
Was this during the whole Africa land grab from Europe? Like the French, the
yes,
British,
yes.
Whoever else.
German...
Just grabbing all that they could in Africa while they could.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was bloody, a lot of it was bad, obviously.
Dude, if you want to talk about bloody, bro, there are things in the Congo that the world still needs to answer for. Like
there's slaves in Liberia right now, isn't
Libya.
there?
Libya's
Dude,
fucked,
I will
right?
get to Libya at one point, and like a very unpopular opinion from Lee's side, bro. How I feel is that the West owes Africa a future for what they did during the slave trade, what they did during.
It's horrific.
It's fucking horrific, man.
And it happened so short of a time ago, relatively, that it shouldn't be in the rear view as much as it is.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like we think it's like way past there, and I say we as in whatever Western American, British, I don't know, but not so many people know.
I would say, in general, people like. I would even say
it's not a common
South African
fact
people.
or-
It's still history, like air quotes history. But
Right,
people don't
right.
see as it affecting anything now because it's history.
We don't call it modern history.
Right? It's like
Yeah.
we look at it the same way we look at the pyramids. Like, yeah, they
Right.
happened, but it's in the past.
It's
like
distant.
we don't have
It's
that
way
now.
too distant. Yeah.
like dude, I'm
this was This was like last century.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
It's
a
right
major
there.
supporter of Black Lives Matter because I feel like there are a lot of injustices in the world that people are not owning up to. And that history, to a point, is being whitewashed. We're saying, no, but it's okay. Well, what are you talking about? That was like 100 years ago. But apartheid in
But
my
there's
country,
still
people
generations that you see
are
I mean,
affected.
that are affected
They're
by it.
affected.
Yeah.
In South Africa, it is plain
culturally,
to see, man.
psychologically.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids are
Wow.
growing up hearing horror stories their whole life, passing it down generation to generation, and they're like, "Oh, we're only a few years away from what Grandma was talking about."
Exactly,
You know?
exactly. Like,
Jesus Christ.
dude, you know, okay, so here's my point. So what the Afrikaans people did was, it was wrong. It was a wrong thing to do. But you need
The
to
Dutch.
understand that the Dutch, well, at that point it was Afrikaans.
All the
You know,
colonial Dutch.
it's moved out.
Colonial Dutchmen.
But the colonial Dutchmen, when the British came and they annexed the Cape and they annexed the Natal, they were pushing down on the Afrikaans people.
That Cape Town or
No, Cape Town. We call it the Cape.
big
Or-
superhero hangout?
Town of the Capes.
It's actually called the Cape of Storms.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have some
Lot of
crazy
storms.
storms. Yeah.
Africa's got South Africa, probably the whole of Africa, but South Africa has a lot of cool weather patterns and beautiful scenery,
Thunderstorms.
right?
Thunderstorms.
Yeah.
African thunderstorms, amazing, man.
I bet.
Just
Oh,
sit on
dude,
the,
you
I'm from Florida.
sit on the
man.
front
you
porch
need to travel
with
to
a-
South
I
Africa. You know
know.
where you need to go, bro, because you're Floridian, man. You
Yeah,
need to go to
yeah.
J-Bay, bro. Richards
J-Bay.
Bay.
Okay.
It's one of the best surfing spots in the world.
Oh, true.
huge
And
waves.
Huge waves. Billabong competitions held every year. It's amazing, dude.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Damn.
But like, so the Dutch people were pushed down by the British, and during the Anglo-Saxon Wars, a lot of shit went wrong. How do I put it? Well, Anglo-Saxon,
Anglo-Zulu.
Anglo-Boer,
Anglo-Boer.
Anglo-Boer War. The British actually put the Afrikaans children and women in concentration camps, and
That was one of the first concentration camps ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We made that.
Before
That's
You
Germany,
invented
bro.
it.
Yeah.
And Hitler took notes from that.
I don't know.
It
but
was one of the
probably-
first places where they
Yeah.
tortured the
Yeah.
prisoners in a kind of loose way. Like they would put, this might not be true, but I heard they'd put like shards of glass in the food.
That's
or
exactly that's
Yeah.
that
They
what
would
that
do
happened.
fucked up shit to
They
kill people
raped, they
in a
raped a lot
weird
of
way.
women there, bro. They raped a lot of women, and the thing is, why they did it because they were losing the war. They were losing because they
It was
marched
a war
up.
of attrition.
Yeah, they were marched up. Red coats. They had their lines, and you have these farmers, these simple farmers, and they were just hiding in the rocks. They had these
But
nice
they
little
had
ambush
trenches.
things.
They weren't totally.
Funny enough, I have a farm in South Africa, and we still have little encampments on top of a mountain where they actually camped down and killed a lot of British soldiers.
Wow.
And a lot of
ground. It's always about higher ground.
Right.
and a lot of wars that happened post that took a lot from that. Like guerrilla warfare was kind of spawned. The British Churchill took notes from like the guerrilla fighting
Yeah,
for World
dude.
War II.
Gorillas can fight?
Hey.
Rumby! Yeah, dude, but
The
like
Banana War.
it was
The second banana war. This time it's personal.
oh god,
Then
you guys,
Chiquita came in and it was all over.
you guys watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that shit's that freaks me out, man. I don't like that. I don't like chimpanzees. I have a weird phobia of chimpanzees. I look at them and I'm like, if I was in the wild, I would
You
probably
just see
shoot.
him you see him at the bar in
Really?
South
I don't like
Africa.
It's literally
Oh,
because their
wow.
minds meet. They're like the same person.
Like we are.
You look at an ape and it knows as much as you do.
I am savage. You are savage. This is my land. It is my woman.
that he fights the chimp.
So
And I
chimpanzees
stab.
is slang for
in combat.
South African male.
Hey, hey.
You're a
Afrikaans
beast.
male, okay?
Afrikaans, nah, bro. Dude, Afrikaans males are scary things. But so I keep on trying to get to this point. So the thing is,
We'll get there.
I'm trying to get there, man. So the Afrikaans people, they were pushed down by the British, like in a bad way. And
Okay.
you know how, and guys, pardon me, I have to get on. You know how the Jews throughout the whole of history, they just got fucked up
Shat
by
on.
everyone, bro. Like
Right.
the whole
Yeah.
world was just like, you killed Jesus. Just take it, you know?
Yeah.
And
Own it.
Now they're doing like a very bad thing towards the Muslims. And a friend of mine, we were walking on campus the one day, and this Muslim guy came up to us like, "We need to stand up. Well, you know what Israel is doing against Palestine?" And my friend gave the single strangest answer I've ever heard. He said to him, "Well, you know what, man? The Jews have been pushed down for so long. I think it's time they push someone else down."
Oh, God.
And that's exactly when he said that. I was like, "But that's exactly what the Afrikaans did.
True.
They were pushed down by the English for so long that when they had that chance of freedom, they were like,
You have to take it.
we're gonna take it, and we're gonna. That's
Fuck
why
over
1% of the population at that time was the controlling
You have to
part of the
be
population.
you have to be practical and creative
Yeah,
and
yeah.
do what you can with what you have and
No,
that's
but how did that power dynamic happen when the minority in the country was in control of the country?
Here's the thing: they were
Like you said,
controlling.
like 1%, right?
Yeah.
So like, let's white South Africans were like 1% of the population, but
like-
they controlled it.
They control. I wouldn't say they were 1%. Like
And this is
the
still
demographics, they were
1900s?
like no. This was 1900s. They were like
1900s
13.
until 1996.
Yeah, 1996. 1994 actually.
Oh, sorry.
The whole thing is that in 1996 or 1960s, right? They got the independence. Okay, then we still had the Urania Banya Blow. That was the type of flag we had. It's considered something close to the Southern flag and the Nazi flag. It's a racist flag. It's an apartheid flag.
like a Confederate
Oh, the
flag.
Yeah, it's a
Confederate-
Confederate.
oh,
If you fly that now, like
It's a
you
bit
are considered
racy.
a racist, and like we.
So it's controversial.
It's
and,
very
like,
controversial. It's,
do you see it ever in South Africa? Like,
well, man, we had a march about a couple of months ago, dude. No, like maybe a month and a half ago. It was called Black Monday because there's a lot of farm murders happening, and a lot of white Afrikaans people, they were marching down highways, they were blocking a lot of roads. I think it was like a 20-kilometer long march, man,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
just like trucks and cars, and we were basically, I don't know how to say it, like stopping everything. It was like, look at us, so that the UN would see what's happening in South Africa.
Okay.
So like a lot of white South Africans were getting murdered. They're throwing around words like white genocide,
Yeah.
because there's something being said in South Africa that I don't like. No one agrees with it, and it's hate speech
Okay.
coming from a black politician. And they protesting this because nothing's being done to this man.
I think you told me they had songs like "Kill the Farmer."
It's kill the boer.
Boer,
I had the lyrics as well. It's kill the boer. It's like it's disgusting. That's
So
what it is.
there's a lot of
thank you so much. I need that.
racial tension.
I'll put it to you like this, man. It depends on where you go, what you say. Like if you're an asshole, you're gonna be met with fucking force.
But just like the whole sense of the country, like the sort of milieu of
You're gonna have to explain that word to him.
You're such a-
And me too.
a person's kind of like place in the world or their environment that they grew up in
Yeah.
is shaped by this racial tension, which comes from some races being nefarious or heinous to other races, which happens all throughout the world. And it's happening right now in America, this racial tension.
Yeah.
But coming from South Africa, I think you can speak on racial tension.
Man, I can definitely speak on racial tension, and my whole thing is to the world, to South Africans listening, to Americans listening, stop your shit. Get
That's fair, yeah.
along.
I mean,
This is
it's
bullshit.
very interesting
Right?
for
I
me
feel like-
as a British guy because I see America and South African kind
Rumble.
of current politics quite similar, but almost exactly the opposite. Where
Right.
you got like white South Africans being the minority and like black people in America being the minority, but then there's still obviously the racial tensions
And
between the
it's
communities.
shaped by the past, which is like coming from a white person in America myself. I can easily say, oh well, whatever, just get along with each other. But I'm not an African American or a black person that grew up in America that has seen these injustices or these grievances put out. So it's harder for them to just chill out, dude, whatever, just get along. It's harder for them because they've seen the ugliest side of what the other majority or minority does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but have you ever like just gone onto YouTube or even Wikipedia? Have you guys seen Black Wall Street? What that's about?
That rings a bell.
Dude,
Black
like
Wall Street? Is that a rap?
No, sorry. so like I was always curious about. I'm very curious about like the States. To be honest, dude, I will never visit your country, like ever.
Why?
You do all right there.
I don't know, man. It's just like
You're
for me, I am.
Blonde white guy. Yeah, of
Right?
course he's
You're
gonna do
Adonis' stunt double.
Here's how my thing is like.
You could be our next like leading male actor. Tom Cruise is getting old, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. I know.
Swoop in. So why? What? You don't want to go to America because you're not a fan, or you think
It's not that I'm
we're-
not a fan, man. It's just like guys. To be honest,
It's too far.
before yeah, it is fuck far. Before I actually left South Africa and I came to China, like you guys are the first Americans I've actually chilled with and I had a good time with. In South Africa, we have a lot of we have an army base there. There are fucking
American
They're
army
American,
base.
yeah.
And they're a bunch of
They're a
shitheads
bunch of
that fuck
schlongs,
around
bro.
with yeah.
Schlong.
Dude,
Well,
they're
we're
fucking
in
assholes.
Germany, we're in Japan, we're all over the world, and everybody hates us wherever
Dude,
we
I
are.
was in South Korea, dude. You know, like bro, I'm a
Marines.
friendly guy, man. I'm always I'm trying to make friends wherever I am. And there were these two little jarheads just kind of lost in the airport, and they were heading the exact same direction as I was, and I was just kind of asking them, and bro, this guy was just like, kind of just looked at me funny, and then walked up to his mate, like, I think he's queer. And you know what? I just was like, hey, he looked at me like, hey, bro, fuck you. And he was just like, dude, square up, motherfucker. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
And
that's.
they
I
just
feel like.
left it. I was like,
I feel like you have a point, but that's like judging a person
also-
for the
I'm-
crimes
I'm-
of their country. You know.
True.
Or judging somebody, or basing a whole country's identity on a single person. you
Okay,
know?
no, but to be fair,
Which
I
if
base
that
it
was
on,
the case, I would hate South Africa too.
I base it on a lot of shit. Yeah, you guys have met some of our South African friends. Dude,
No, I have a strong feeling that there's assholes everywhere.
Yeah, for
no,
sure.
I agree. But what is with that girl that went up for a beauty pageant? I think she was Miss Texas, and she was like, we need more education systems because the people of South Africa are.
Oh, that's
oh,
the.
God.
She was. I think she was like South
a good
Carolina.
accent.
South.
She was
That
the
was- that
pageant
was
to.
good southern accent.
But that's
could do it, I
again
don't know
that's
why.
basing your whole
Yeah,
idea
yeah, I
of
know.
a country on one person.
On a YouTube clip, yeah.
Which is like, yeah, you've met a bunch of asshole Americans, but you've
Yeah,
met
yeah.
us. We're not bad,
you guys,
right?
you guys
We're
are
not
shit,
too
bro.
bad,
I
right?
love you guys.
But I think that
Am I included in that? I mean, I'm not American.
We're talking about Americans.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Maybe later. Maybe
But
later.
yes, America's under the microscope, so to speak, as far as international what have you.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Americans in general are under the microscope. Everything an American does in any country is always going to be talked about.
Singularly and plurally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those small little anecdotes become like a thing.
And that's
they grow.
fair. That's fine.
That's
yeah,
how
there-
stereotypes
Yeah,
are
there are
built.
a bunch of jerk offs from America for sure. You know,
Yeah.
1,000%, and a lot of them travel. A lot of them have passports.
Well, the ones I've met, man, I've been embarrassed when I meet some Americans. I'm just like, oh my god,
I'm the same with British people.
you're
Totally.
gonna be an
But that's
example for
that's like,
every
where do you
American
draw
that
the line
anyone ever
between?
meets.
Dude, I was
the
chilling in a
country.
McDonald's
Yeah.
in South Korea, and I saw this fucking elderly woman, and she quite clearly like adopted a South Korean girl from like South Korea, and she's standing there like, I just want to order a McDonald's meal for my daughter. And she's just like,
a good accent.
she's getting so angry, bro.
For
She's
my
getting
daughter.
so angry because
That is
the
good.
South Korean lady doesn't understand her, and she's like, don't you understand me? I'm speaking American, and I'm like, bitch. You know? I'm getting angry, bro. Just looking at this whole thing happen.
you-
But I've
you-
seen it in other places. I have seen it in other places.
But you don't want to visit America because of a few bad apples?
No, because you're a crime, dude. You're a crime. Because
Are you
I'm
scared to get shot?
I'm scared of you. No,
Dude,
look,
I lived in America for like 20 some
You
odd
lived in
years. I'm
Chicago
alive.
as well.
you lived in
Like-
Chirac.
I lived in Kansas City. I lived in the suburbs. I've lived in Chicago.
Now, look,
I'm
dude,
still alive.
I am a Josie boy, bro. Like, I'm not...
Josie Boy, is that
That's
Johannesburg?
Johannesburg, bro.
Is that the nickname for Johannesburg?
Yeah, Josie.
It's not Joe B.
No.
Joburg? Jayburg?
Well, I heard
It's-
Johannesburg.
it's
Isn't
it's-
Johannesburg dangerous?
Yeah.
It's dangerous
Well,
as
South
fuck,
Africa,
bro.
right?
It is
Yeah, you're
super
from fucking
dangerous.
South
Isn't South Africa super
This is
dangerous?
one
Very
thing. I
dangerous.
was talking to a student the other day.
Very
And I'm like,
dangerous.
yeah, my friend Darius is going to come over and he's from Africa. And I let that sink into myself for a minute. Like, he's from Africa. Like, Africa is real. Like, Africa, bro. That's crazy, man.
probably
That's
into
crazy.
Shaka
I'll tell you
rap.
something, bro. Okay, so maybe this is the most like heated shit that's happened. Now the thing is, South Africans, especially Afrikaans South Africans, this is where we get the nickname. People think we're a bit crazy. They have a fucking point because, like,
You've seen some shit.
We've seen some shit, bro.
You've
Like,
told me stories where you're just driving and you stop at traffic lights and then you get held up at gunpoint.
Yeah, I got
give
hijacked.
Give us some
Hilarious.
hilarious. Give us some TIA stuff. This is Africa.
Okay, so this is Africa 101. 100 meters from my house, like the traffic light in front of my house. I stopped the car.
Let's preface this with you're scared to go to America.
Okay, and I am scared to go to America just to make you think like what the media makes me think of America.
Yeah, how
It's
dumb
like
you are.
I
Yeah,
am
okay, cool.
Under the
maybe I
microscope.
am a sheeple. Maybe I don't know. So
Fake news. You are fake news.
you are fake news. Make
You're
America
sheeple, I'm
great
the
again.
shepherd.
So I'm driving down, you know, and my brother and I, we're on our way to work. He's sitting next to me, and we see this fucking shitty-ass car driving behind us, and this BMW, blacked out BMW, goes
Murdered
in front of
out.
it, and a bunch of guys, like, now the thing is, in Africa, South Africa especially, if you see a bunch of guys, like, African guys get out of a car,
What's
And
an
they
What's
are-
an African guy?
I mean a black guy.
a black guy. But it's
Okay.
like, why do I have to say black all the time?
Well, because
But
you're African.
Right, you're
Yeah.
African.
So we, like that
Okay,
doesn't-
okay. To be fair.
So wait, let's clarify this. In Africa, a white African will call another African
Africa?
or another black.
Would
a
you
black,
call another Afrikaans guy an African?
Dude, like the thing is, no, this is just me. This is just me.
Okay.
I don't like the whole stereotype that we have to constantly call each other. Yeah, but he's white, he's black, because I don't really like the whole fucking
You don't
racial
see
divide,
color.
man.
I mean, it
don't-
doesn't make it clear. In your story there, though, you just said a bunch of Africans, and that to me that could be you and
Yeah, I
some
know. Okay,
white
okay.
guys.
So,
right?
okay,
So-
some black guys, but the thing is, usually when this guy is like 6'5" and he is,
You can tell he's up to no good.
No, if he's 6'5" and
Nefarious.
he's a massive guy, he's probably Nigerian, bro. And Nigerians in South Africa, we don't trust them, bro, because they're usually running the scams, they're usually running the crime, they're usually selling the drugs.
Bunch
They're
of
the ones that
kings,
send me the emails
prince,
about
yeah.
like giving them money.
Yeah,
That's
you have to help out that prince, bro.
Yeah,
But
I'm still waiting for that.
Hey,
money.
princes
five
need
of them-
money.
5 of them jump out. And they start
Five big dudes like
5
that.
big dudes. But at this moment, you know, I got a lot of adrenaline rushing.
You're driving.
I'm driving. And my brother, the first thing's like, turn around. And I'm like, dude, there are 5 of them. He's like, turn around. It's like, dude, they are huge. He's like, dude, turn the fucking car around. And dude, this is when
Why
my
don't
brother.
you just drive away? Drive straight.
They're in
No,
front
no,
of
no,
you, right?
no.
They pulled up in
Oh,
front
they're
of
in front of you.
They're behind us. Like we're at the front of the traffic light. The traffic light just went red. Like we stopped
Okay.
and it just went red. These
They
guys
pull
are
up right behind you.
The car was behind us, and a BMW went in front of him. So BMW is between my
So
car
you're
and they.
pinned in.
The other guy's pinned in.
Oh,
So my brother says, turn around. So I'm like, nah, dude, what if? And my brother said something like, what if it's another white guy and he needs help? Because, like, dude, we're always worried about white crime or black on white crime it happens a lot in South Africa, dude. So
Regardless of
but that's
race,
not. But
that
that
just
is actually
happens.
that's not a race thing. It's just because we are a minority in that country. So like, it's easy to kill a white person, man. Like there's like not that many of us, and it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So turn around, like I turn the car around, make a U-turn. I drive towards this guy, and then I realized Darius just realized he fucked up. All right, my brother, like I haven't stopped the car. My brother's at the car and he's walking towards these guys.
Brother's older, younger than you.
He's older than I am. He's 5 years older than I am.
Okay.
And there's an AK-47 being pointed at him.
Oh my
Right,
God.
full-on assault rifle.
That's a big gun.
And
That's
the
a big
guy,
gun.
the guy that was driving the car, he's got a fucking
handgun.
This is
9
like-
mil.
this
He's
is
got
like a
9 mil to my
movie.
head. He's got a 9 mil to my head. Now,
A lot of tension being
there's a lot
built.
of tension, but the thing is, dude, like this is the problem with South Africans. I fairly believe maybe we are stupid or we just deal well with this shit. So this guy's got a 9 mil to my head and he's trying to take my keys out. But the first thing he says is, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I saw there was someone, I tried to help. I thought you were just trying to fight him. You know, I'm just fucking being genuine to this guy. He's like, this is a fucking robbery. I'm like, Jesus, okay. I'm like, well, I didn't fucking know, you know.
No one gave me a memo.
I was like,
I thought that was tomorrow.
You know,
Most awkward
it was the
robbery
most
ever.
awkward fucking. And then he's trying to take my keys out of my ignition, and they're putting my brother like on his knees, hands up, and I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna fucking.
This is at a
execute my
traffic
brother.
light in a area with not a lot of
100
traffic.
meters
This
from
is
your
a
house. you
suburban
said.
area, mate. This is 100 meters away from my house.
There's like green grass and lawns and
yeah, it's beautiful.
Someone's
There's
watering their
actually
garden.
there's in the garden next to there's horses, man. This guy has horses. It's so beautiful. It's great. But you know what? That wasn't going through my head at the point. This guy's got a gun to my head.
So
It's
there's
cold, and I'm
a
like, holy shit.
large dichotomy of culture happening.
Yeah, it's happening. And this guy's like, he's trying to get the keys out, and I see he's getting ruffled. And the first thing that comes to my mind, I slap his hand. I slap his fucking hand, and I'm like,
No.
and
No.
I'm
I
gonna
go
rip
to
you,
him,
mate.
I look at him, he's like, sir, let me help you. And you know, this guy is just
Let
kind
me
of...
get you the keys.
He's in shock, and I'm just like, God damn it, I got balls. You know,
You
I'm
got
taking
balls.
these fucking keys out, and I give it to him, and he takes my fucking keys. And the worst thing is, at this time, they had the guy that they were trying to rob. They had him in his hands and knees. They were getting ready to execute him.
Your
So
friend.
He's next to
This
your-
He's next to my brother.
This is the guy in the other car, or
Yeah,
he's
just a random.
He's the
right?
random
So
guy.
you don't know.
And funny enough, he was white.
Uh-huh.
And the guy looks down to his watch, and he does some fucking weird hand signaling. But dude, you need to realize these guys are fully armored, bro. They are. Have you ever seen fucking
They
leg armor?
didn't come to play.
They didn't come to play, bro. They were the most. I don't know. They look
When
like
I
they're going
picture
through war, bro.
South
Yeah.
African robbery suspect
hijacking. Yeah.
hijacker, I don't picture some guy in a tank top like, could I get your car?
Nah, that will not happen, bro. Like,
I picture scary, horrific, like scariness.
yeah,
Because I've seen a few
I mean,
South
this story's
African
already
what have
terrified me
yous,
quite a bit.
and continue.
All right, so now this guy looks down at his watch. He does some fucking weird hand signaling. They all get in their cars. But here's the funniest thing: it wasn't one BMW; it was two BMWs because they parked the guy in perfectly. They boxed him in.
You think this was a
This
was
wasn't
a
organized-
target?
This was a target.
was a target?
Because they got in their cars and they all reversed. And when they drove off, the traffic light went green. They timed it.
Oh,
They knew exactly how long that guy was going to be there for.
It was a
Do you think they were following him
No.
all the way up until that point?
Then we spoke to him, and this guy was actually, he had 5 million in checks on him, and it was an inside job. And his father was actually a cop. He was a metro cop. Immediately, panic button went off on his phone. His dad arrived 20 seconds later. These guys went off, and
Have we circled all the way back to corruption?
We have,
Yeah.
and we've also described why South Africa is a lot scarier than America.
Right.
Right, dude.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers, the
Come
motherfuckers
on.
that rob you in America are just trying to like bang some heroin or
Yeah,
meth.
they just
Right,
literally want to get
dude.
some crystal meth.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. But here's the thing, like,
They
we're
don't
not
time
soft on
traffic
crime
lights.
either.
Right.
Dude, that's
Don't
some
follow someone
gangster
with $1
shit,
billion
bro. That's
and doing
organized,
that.
well thought out, well planned.
These guys are like,
They're
you
like,
remember,
let's steal some copper.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They'll strip your pipes. They will not. They will not.
The pipes
hold
are
you
there
up.
all day. There's no timers on the
Right.
copper
Bro,
pipes.
like, but the thing about, like, okay, so I have 17 dogs, by the way. I live on a plot.
You live
I have
on
a
a
very
farm?
big. No,
Good
no, it's
segue.
not a plot. It's not a farm. It's a small.
Right.
Good segue, yeah.
It's a small area of land, I guess. And I have 17
I thought
dogs.
I was the segue master.
And these 17 dogs are
Getting one
literally
up
for
by the
protection.
guest.
What dogs are they? Are they all the same breed?
They're Weimaraners.
Oh,
what's that?
Weimaraners are dope.
What's that?
They're the shit.
They've got that cool pelt.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's like,
That's
it's like
the
they're
cool
gray.
pelt.
They're born
Right? Is it the, is it the
Weimaraners?
1800s? Hey, we were
they're
speaking
born
about
with
history
blue eyes,
earlier.
bro.
Gonna make some hide. from
right?
them.
We kill those. No, Weimaraners. They got that like
Weimaraners,
really.
It's from the
it's
Weimar
like
Republic.
It's a glistening.
What do they look like?
Coat.
I don't
It's gray.
17 of
It's
them, bro.
gray. It's gray, and they have gray.
No, we have 7 of
eyes
those.
and-
We have 7 of those.
Okay.
They're
The
really
rest are like
pretty.
small
They're kinda
dogs
like
and my little
big.
fat Labrador, and then we have a husky. But
Yeah,
like,
they're like the size of a
they're shit,
lab.
dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like the size of a lab, and like they're
Do
born
you know
with
that
blue eyes,
artist?
and the eyes turn yellow.
There's an artist that made Weimaraners into a bunch of like human activities, like eating a bowl of cereal or like taking a walk.
Playing poker.
I
Or
haven't
is that
seen it
different?
around.
No, that's a different thing.
Well, they're hound dogs, right?
Those
Yeah,
are hound dogs. Yeah.
But dude,
We've strayed.
you know how dangerous those dogs are, man. They're so dangerous, bro. We watched a CCTV video. So a guy broke into our fucking house. This guy came in, and we were watching on the camera. Like, this is like the day after, you know. Like,
Yeah.
we woke up, dogs were barking, and there's blood, and this guy's gone. You know.
Yeah.
That beautiful gray coat.
Yeah.
You've seen,
Oh, I
you've seen
know
it.
that.
Gorgeous
I know
animals,
that.
man.
Gorgeous dogs, smart
They're so
dogs.
friendly.
And oh my God, more history. They're from the Weimar Republic.
Yeah.
that is so
if you're
cool.
watching
We learned
this on
about
YouTube,
Dalmatians
I'll
last
throw a
week.
picture up.
Dude, every country has a dog.
Yeah, they do. Dude,
Well,
even
yeah,
in
I've got
South
several
Africa,
from the
that's
You
South
got
Africa.
several from the UK.
We have a boer bull. I'll show
And you
you.
have the lion hunters, the Rhodesian Ridgeback.
No, but that's Zambia. Not Zambia. That's
Lion
Rhodesia,
hunting.
dude. That's
Rhodesia.
Zimbabwe.
In the name.
Right. I said African. I didn't say, I didn't
Oh, wait.
specify.
I just put my phone on airplane mode. I don't know how to put this thing on.
Yeah, Jamie,
silent.
pull that up.
Anyway, it's called a boer bull, bro. It's like a massive fucking dog, dude.
Dude,
and they
I
used to
wouldn't
work on
doubt
the
that
farms.
Africa has large
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah.
Dude, like all you need to understand
Not
about
big
Africa
animals.
is that
I
everything
don't want to
is
see a
big.
teacup poodle when I'm on
People are
safari.
Yeah.
Like
South African
you
poodle.
know, we're making jokes that
It
African.
smokes cigarettes and is gonna jack your car.
Yeah, but dude, like we have a lot of like crime. I'm not gonna lie about like we have a lot of crime.
That's something I wanted to touch on.
South African people are very like, dude. We have eyes in the back of our heads. I am very. I don't want to
'Cause they're
say
prawns.
paranoid, but I
You are
am
very paranoid.
I'm paranoid as fuck, dude. I'm always
Just
Hyper aware.
Just from
yeah.
just
That's a good way of
personally or socially,
Dude,
culturally.
my girlfriend's from Russia, right? And she would stand in the kitchen, and I'll just walk around doing my own thing, and she'd be like, she'll freak the fuck out, dude. Like, she's in the kitchen, I'm just walking, doing my own thing, scratching my nuts, grabbing my shit, and then she'll freak out and be like, "You're so quiet," and I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean?" And
Russians
that's not the
are
first
loud?
time it's happened to me. Like, even
No,
in-
he creeps.
Apparently I
He
creep.
creeps.
You're a creeper?
but here's the thing, like a lot of South Africans have gotten. I've spoken to South Africans about. it.
We're
It's like,
waiting until our 10th episode for the creeper podcast. You fucked us up, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That's,
We would have had balloons or something. if we knew you had a creeper.
But that's just how like we.
gonna tie a
I wouldn't
belt
say
to your
hyper aware,
wrist.
but we are always we're always watching. We're always looking. Like if I go with my mom
I've been
to the mall,
hit by a car, so I'm
Oh, yeah?
always looking behind myself.
I've also been hit by a car.
But
guys,
to be
twice.
fair, Spencer, when you were hit by a car, you were inside a building as
I was
well.
inside
so
a building, so that makes
you have
it
to
even
really
more.
be hyper aware.
Yeah, and I'm already, I already am sort of OCD or like about my surroundings anyway.
Yeah.
So getting hit by a car didn't help my condition.
No, especially
Dude,
when you were
I'm finding
inside.
I'm finding
Right?
it so
Ordering a
strange inside-
cheeseburger.
You're
The most
crossing a
comfortable
road.
place that you
Crossing
can
a
be.
road, getting hit by a car is understandable, but like being in a building behind several, there were meters away from the road,
And there was literally car stones, like car blocking stones.
yeah. They had
Right
to-
up. That was the width of the car.
So
it
that's-
like squeezed through.
like you have to be even more paranoid.
And I
'cause
got
it's
hit
like
by
they
it.
were aiming for you.
And I didn't. And the thing that
It's because Spencer's famous in Young
the thing
Joe.
that
He is
the
now.
thing that
trying to take him out.
right the thing that made me think they were aiming for us, which I'm not. I don't think that now.
I think that, but I do.
I don't think that now. You know,
But
at the time,
But
yeah.
at the time, I heard when I was standing there at the ordering the food at the restaurant, I was like, the restaurant, McDonald's.
Right, high class. What was it, like 2 a.m. as well?
No,
right?
I heard the glass. I saw the lights and I heard the glass break, and I was like, "Oh fuck, it's a car." I knew it was a car, and then I heard the engine rev, and I was
like
like, "They're
they
not
going-
braking. They're
Oh.
not braking. They're fucking revving."
trying to kill you.
So either they are really dumb, I mean, super dumb, like Superman level.
I mean, I don't know, because like
Kryptonite,
that particular
dumb.
McDonald's, like for people that don't know, it's up a little bit of a step.
Their step?
I think. So I think when you hit that, maybe if his foot's already on the accelerator, it's just gonna kind of push it.
Either
further
way,
in.
his foot should be nowhere near.
Oh, of course.
the accelerator.
It shouldn't
Right,
be near
dude.
like
It
a
should be
window or
on
a
the
door
brake
anyway.
at that
Like,
point.
yeah.
But when you get hit by a car, all I'm saying is you're more you pay more attention to your surroundings.
It's like
and when you
PTSD.
see shit on the internet, you see somebody get
Bro.
fucking wiped out on the internet,
Yeah.
All the
and you're like,
time.
okay, I
I
can't be chilling when I'm ordering
I know
noodles
some
anymore.
other people who've been
Yeah.
hit by cars in China, and they always have this kind of conspiracy
Not,
that it's
but they're hit like
targeted.
on their bike or something.
Like there was a guy who broke his arm. He broke his arm like because he was hit by a car,
Yeah.
and he's still adamant to this day that the guy saw him and went faster. And
Really?
I don't want to call him a
Wait, are
liar.
you
I
telling
don't-
me the Chinese guy was like, 10 points?
right? Like, well, it's like
Or
the
just-
Chinese guy didn't know who he was. But he's
You
still
never
adamant.
know.
He's still adamant that he.
If
tried
I got
to-
hit by a car, bro, I'd feel like I was getting gunned for, though.
I'll tell you the story,
Cosmically
bro.
gunned for.
if I ever,
I got
If I
hit
ever-
by
The
my
universe
neighbor.
will get you. I mean,
coming down on you.
Obviously at one point, but
gets everyone.
you got to be careful because that cosmic.
It's
shit
gonna
will-
fuck you, bro.
It will. And
No,
speaking
I've-
of what James was talking about,
okay, so I was thinking of the other day. I teach doctors, and they always talk about health and how I'm gonna die, and
You're
James,
gonna
you'll
die,
never,
bro. It's
you will
it's
never
happening.
die, James.
in the
You will
opposite
never die.
order.
and then I was reading this article about longevity and how is there a species that can live longer?
Japanese people.
And well,
Now you're getting into eugenics, mate. You need to be careful.
That was a racist
no,
joke.
a species of animal
The
in
best
general,
kind.
right?
Oh yeah, a species of animal, all right.
Right. Is there a species that
There
lives-
is quite.
There's many, mate.
But then I was like,
Are you talking about longevity in a species?
yeah.
Turtles live long.
Tortoise.
Yeah, they do.
No, but there are
Tortoise.
literally some
500,
immortal
yeah.
things that just like replace them. I can't. They are sea life creatures as well, but
Like
I
a
can't remember
krill.
It'll come back to me.
A
But
trill
but they
krill?
literally replace their cells
Trill's
as their
fuck,
lust,
bro.
so that they're kind of immortal.
If I was a krill.
I can't remember what they are, and it feels
I wouldn't
like I'm
doubt
making
it.
this up, but
So you're saying it's a life form that just keeps living?
it pretty much, yeah. Like I think they
Replicate.
even
It's like
have the
single
name.
celled or
Wait, wait,
something?
wait. Does
They
it
even have the
also-
name like
like an
immortal
amoeba
in
or
their
something?
Name. No,
Does it
no, it's
also
a little
suck
bit-
the blood of its enemy? Because I think you're talking about my ex. So where are we going with this?
Yeah. Sea life creature. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
She was
yeah.
Scarlett Johansson's
Fucking
body
harpy,
double.
man.
No, Darius, back to you. Let's. Do you know anything about Zef culture? ZEF?
Fuck that. No.
Let me
No, no, go.
wait. Let me preface it.
I don't know what that is.
There's a band from South
No,
Africa.
The Antwoord.
Die Antwoord is how I
No,
would say it.
not die. Die.
It's
The
German,
Antwoord.
right?
Die is the.
Anyways, they
The
have some
Antwoord.
good. They have some good songs.
answer.
They're not horrible. I like them a little bit. They got some good shit. They got some good beats for sure.
Okay, wait.
Anyways, they turned me on through I don't know music video or something
Turn you
about.
The
on.
music
loose.
videos are messed
And
up. Man.
one of the music videos or an interview or something, they talked about Zef culture.
Yeah.
And they're a South African band, so
To
or
me,
a
that,
rap
like,
rap group or
I don't know what it
whatever
is,
you
but it
call
sounds
it.
racist already. I don't know.
No, it's not
No.
racist at all. It's not.
No?
You know
I
what?
have no
Zef
idea what it
culture-
is.
you know-
Everything
okay,
in
no,
South
no.
Africa is just
Yeah, I would
inherently
guess.
racist.
I would guess it
No,
would be
here's the
something
thing, guys.
racist.
Here's the thing. Because you're not South African, you think it's racist. Think in
I
South
think- no,
Africa.
you're
But
right,
what was with the distaste when I mentioned it?
Okay,
you're
the
just totally
distaste is
turned
straight
off
up.
by
You know what
that.
Zef means in South Africa? In Afrikaans?
I don't know.
It means white trash.
Oh, we're full
It means
circle.
white trash.
So
You're such an asshole.
how many
you
circles?
see how I don't like it already, and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
Are you really considered white trash in South Africa? You seem like a really
I love how he even goes low voice.
me, I'm
I'm so sorry, bro.
a genuine question. I don't know.
Dude, I went to private school, bro.
makes it
What are you talking about? No, bro. You made the joke
Lee,
like
Lee
five
is being an
times.
asshole because they're friends.
I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
Again, air quotes.
I didn't know if it was like a soft.
I see
spot
this guy
that Lee's just picking
every
on.
day.
But anyway,
Every
Zef
day.
culture means white trash.
So
Yeah.
And
what's it like to be a Zef?
Well, I never
Okay,
suspected you as white
fuck you.
trash.
So,
Dude, Darius is
I
the
went to- I
opposite
went
of white
to-
trash.
I went to the Antwoord concert once, right? And this is what happened to me. Now, guys, majority of my stories always end up as me fighting, and I want you to understand something. I am not a
You're
violent
an angry
person.
guy?
He's
I'm
pretty.
not an
He's pretty
angry guy.
violent.
I mean, you look like Adonis, but I don't think you
I'm not
feel
a-
like
I'm not an
Adonis.
angry
who-
guy. I just have a short fuse, man. I have a very short fuse.
how
and
tall are you? How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
That's pretty tall, right?
Oh yeah,
So,
you're
like-
a big
And
dude.
he's built like
And
a
you're-
brick shithouse.
Built like a stripper, which is something we'll talk about.
we can talk about it, but like,
You're built like someone who's paid to dance.
He could be a leading male
hey.
in a film.
in
Can I
Magic
tell you
Mike.
something?
If he could
in
act.
China,
He's a leading male in my
this
life.
is the skinniest I've ever been. China's like the least I've ever weighed. I've always been 90, man. I've been 90
you
kilos
watch
to
your weight?
100. I do because I
You
don't
counting
like being.
calories?
Nah, dude, my
Don't tell
mom-
me you
I
count
Skyped my
calories.
mom, and my mom, the first thing she says is, "Why are you so skinny?" And the first thing I did, I look over to my girlfriend. My girlriend's just like, "Shit, you're getting pasta tomorrow." you know. And like, because I don't know
Pasta's a
what,
fat food for him. For me, like it's like pizza. But this guy's like, wow, I'll treat myself. Get a bowl of pasta.
dude, I shit you know, for 6 months, dude, I ate nothing more than steak, potatoes, and superfoods like hemp seed powder, chia seeds, and
Avocados.
goji berries.
Ooh.
Dude, my skin was fucking
Oh.
shimmering. I was fucking. It was amazing, dude. It was fucking
Are
amazing.
you fucking Patrick Bateman?
right, dude?
My skin was shimmering.
Oh my god.
I took the face peel off in the shower.
You say that, but last
I
night
left it on for 15 minutes.
I had a volcanic ash face mask, and I also did a fucking thing for my eyes.
So this
And for the listeners, Darius is 1,000% serious.
I am
no,
very
But
fucking
he's
serious.
1,000% Darius.
Yes, thank you. Men,
he's
you need to take care
1,000%.
of yourselves. You need
Can
you
we-
look
Sexy
good
man.
when
Can
you're
we
old.
use this?
He's a fine specimen of man.
Can we
Oh,
use
I
this
bet
as
he
a
lifted.
segue into his adult profession?
I knew you would do that.
Hey, why not?
Can we?
Hey, why not?
Can you tell that story?
Everybody in life has different paths.
Listen, guys, you need to understand.
Different-
Before I came to China, I worked something close. Like I was really drunk, and I came to the number once with a friend of mine. I worked about
Came to the
13
number?
Yeah, I came.
What's
I worked
came
about
to the number?
Came to
I
a
worked
number.
about 13 different professions.
Okay.
13 different.
13 before the age of...
I'm turning 24.
You're 24?
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
I
like,
hate you more now.
Damn, bro.
I know.
It's actually your birthday today, right? Isn't it
No,
your
it's my birthday on Friday, dude.
on Friday. Your birthday's on Friday.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude, I've
That's
just
him.
Darius.
He's Jesus.
He needs no introduction.
Okay,
But with
wait,
better abs.
No,
ask me what my weirdest job is, and ask me what my best job is.
Okay, weirdest job. Weirdest job first.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna like this.
Okay.
What do you know about Irish gypsies?
Let
What
me-
do you
let me
know
say,
about the
uh,
traveling community?
They sell caravans and dogs.
They don't have a place of residence.
Yeah.
I mean, structurally
Except in South
sound,
Africa.
structurally permeable, whatever. You know.
No, like
They
they,
nomads.
they've
They travel.
modernized.
They
no,
travel.
but they have modernized. They don't
They travel.
travel as much anymore. They stick to one place for like 5
Irish
years now.
so
Where-
Irish
where
gypsy.
you- but in the UK they don't. Like
Okay, in the UK, but in South Africa, they came to South Africa and they kind of stuck. They kept the culture of
An
being
Irish
extremely
gypsy?
sexist. Yeah,
Is an Irish gypsy different from a Eastern European
yeah,
gypsy?
yeah.
Totally
a little,
different?
No, a little.
They both
different.
travel.
in the UK they're kind of like
They're more white trash.
There's no gypsies in America. We know the word.
yeah.
We know the word gypsy.
Yeah.
We know kind of the connotation, the meaning,
Ah,
what have you.
dude.
But we don't know it
Yeah.
tangibly. We don't.
In the
we-
UK,
we-
every gypsy is
give us a
kind of
gypsy
Irish,
breakdown.
like air quotes Irish, and like they will all have some kind of dialect of the Irish accent and words and slang. But I think they still descend from Eastern European descent. I think so. I don't know that for sure, but they're certainly involved somehow. So like, how did they get to South Africa?
Okay, so this is what I have no idea how the fuck they got there.
And
to
how
be
is this
honest.
your weirdest
No,
job?
This is my weirdest job because like it was just
You
it
were
was
an
strange.
Irish gypsy.
No,
you get
no,
paid
no.
for that?
I have Irish descent. And they actually went into my ancestry, which was really weird. So
they?
these people. Okay, I was working at a place called
No
Beefcakes.
pronouns here.
Beefcakes.
I was working at
Is that South African Hooters?
Male Hooters.
Chicken
my
wings.
God.
So I was working at Beefcakes, and what we do is we host
can't
bachelorette
believe
parties
that's real.
and female entertainment type thing. So what I was a normal waiter and sometimes a barman.
You're literally a beefcake.
I was and
So
I would work
I
without a
wouldn't
shirt.
doubt you work at Beefcakes.
Ah, thanks, man. But it was, I was working there, and this family, this couple, they came there quite often. I served their table very nice. They tipped fucking handsomely. And next thing, the man cornered me, bro. But he was a strange guy. His name was Neville. Oh, shit, I shouldn't be telling names, should I?
Ooh,
It's
well,
a-
Neville's a cool name, so you should have mentioned that. That's good. Good call.
So anyway, he approaches me, and he's just like, "You have no criminal record." And I'm like,
Ooh.
thanks, man. How the fuck do
This
you
is
know
the
that?
this is the male
Yeah.
of the group.
He
in
was the male of the group, right?
strip
He-
club?
He was no. This was the guy.
I didn't mean to say that strip.
No,
word.
sorry, no, it's not a strip club. This is just a fucking restaurant.
It's a restaurant.
It's a
Beef
restaurant.
cakes.
Beef
Right.
cakes. So
They sell
this-
beef and cake.
It was a hamburger bar.
Okay.
It was a burger bar, bro.
Burger bar.
Yeah. So this guy, he's him and his wife. They kept on coming. His name is Neville. He approached me, and he said, "No, listen, man, I need to talk to you." Took me to the side. I'm having a cigarette. I'm talking to him, and he just says to me, "You have no criminal record." I was like, "Okay, Jesus, how the fuck do you know that?" And then he was like, "Also, we've noticed you're Irish." I'm like, "Jesus, how the fuck did you know that?"
They're like surprised.
You
by
know,
both.
because on my mother's end, we come from Toms. Toms is an Irish surname, and my father's end, we come from Rattray. Rattray is a very Irish surname. Because, like, as I told you, South Africans were very mixed, melting pot, man.
Melting pot. Rainbow Nation.
Rainbow Nation. So I was laughing, bro. So this guy was like, I will pay you. So I'm going to give it the rand. We use the rand.
That's the money, right?
That's the money. We use, he said 500 rand an hour to look after my wife. As like a bodyguard. That's what he said.
How much is 500 rand Chinese?
250 yuan.
250 UN, so that's what, $20?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
Don't diminish my accomplishments,
20
you
bucks.
asshole.
No, I'm just trying to, for the listeners.
But like for you,
know,
like in
it's
South Africa, is that a lot of money? Or
That
a
is
decent amount.
per hour. That is a lot of money.
that's fucking, yeah, right?
That's
I
a
could do
lot
that.
of dude. For 500 rand, dude, I could get seriously fucked up at a bar. But, like, and that's exactly what I did at that time, bro. Because I was like 21 and I was full of shit. But they hired me, and
As
what I would
opposed
do
to
is
now.
as opposed to now. Now I'm more distinguished, man. I like
You're
reading
less-
books and drinking tea.
Use less shit.
I love my podcast. So this guy, I started working for them. They hooked me up with a fucking sweet E250 AMG. That was my day-to-day car. I would pick up the
Company
wife
car.
every day. I'd pick her up. I'd take the car for like a wash. I'd look after the wife. But the thing is, now I'm not a
I
bodyguard.
may have fallen asleep. How old are you at this point?
I'm turning 24.
No, like.
Oh,
with
then
this
I'm
job.
21.
21. Okay,
21.
so this is only 3 years ago.
This was 3 years ago.
And
I've
is
had a
this
very
turning into
topsy-turvy
a-
life, bro.
Is this
It's
turning?
just-
Is this turning into like a you worked for the mafia type story?
No.
African
Scott, like, no.
Some
No.
guy was like, "Hey, dude, you got a clean record. Come do some shit for me."
Yeah, something like
It's
that, bro.
basically
Like,
it, right?
dude, they wanted to do a lie detector test on me just to like this family, like
Did you-
hyper paranoid,
did you-
man,
Okay.
hyper paranoid.
Did you question the f out of him?
Listen, man? I heard money. I was like, okay, cool. Like, do I have to take off
That's
my
fair.
pants? No, I'm in.
Right?
You know?
Because with a body like yours, that's the question that you
Hey,
have
bro,
to
I
answer
have been
to.
approached by a lot of homosexual men, bro, and they always ask you the weirdest shit, and you're like,
Right?
ha.
They're like, you look
That is a
like
lot
Justin
of
Bieber
money.
mixed with fucking Michael Fassbender.
That's a lot of
plus
money.
steroids. So let's have babies.
No, dude, but like, so
Because men can have babies now. It's 2017.
that's fucking crazy. What's next? What's next?
mean-
What a time to be alive.
It's great.
So I'm working with these people, and my life, I had no life. I had to, and the thing
Tell
is,
me
okay,
about
so
it.
I was a Gaudi. This is an Irish bodyguard, and the thing is, you're not a bodyguard. You're not looking after the woman.
right, I know.
You
I love
are taking over the role as husband when the woman's not there,
So
when the man's not there.
Taking over as husband.
Yeah, you're
Wink,
not
wink.
doing all the duties. If you know what
I
I
didn't
mean.
wink, but wink, wink.
No, hell
That's
no.
an audible wink.
Fuck that.
No?
But we didn't do all
You
that
didn't?
shit. All the thing is,
I mean-
I just had to make sure that like the sexist shit was intact. Like if another man went into a room and she looked at him, I
So-
had permission to go eyes down, and she just looked down like this.
So
I
you
had
were
to
So she's
like-
a slave. She's not a wife. She's a slave. Okay, I get it now.
The
I
thing
get
is,
it. I'm with
I had to be the fucking slave master when he was gone.
Is
South
that how
African,
is that how
that's kinda
marriage
racy.
works in South Africa? Is that
No.
So
this
you're
was just this
basically-
gypsy Irish culture.
You're
Oh,
basically
okay.
John Travolta in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Exactly.
And you're
that.
just trying to take care of Uma Thurman
But
and
hear
make
me
sure
out,
she
hear me
doesn't
out.
die.
overdose.
This lady-
And maybe have sex.
This lady had no
do
like
things with her feet. I don't.
Yeah,
Marcellus
because you're a
Wallace.
perv.
Fuck you guys. I actually had
No,
I had
Quentin
a hot girlfriend
Tarantino's
at
a
that time.
pervert.
Did you dance with her?
Hell no. So she
Oh.
she was actually like a recluse, bro. She didn't drink or anything. She didn't
was
smoke
a spider.
marijuana, which I was doing a lot at that time. Like I don't know if that was Is that okay on the show?
That's fine.
Fantastic. All right, in South Africa it's legal, so what the fuck?
Is it really?
Yeah, it's legal now.
No
Like a
way.
week after I left, they legalized
Of
it. Yeah,
course.
fuck you.
They said
Okay.
Darius is gone. All right.
So anyway, I'm dealing with this lady now, and dude, it was just so weird because like Irish people, they had a lot of family problems. So dude, she would phone me up
Big
at 3
families,
in the
big
fucking
families.
morning, 3 in the morning, tell me no that her brother-in-law is beating up his girlfriend. I need to go sort that out.
Brother-in-law, as in the
husband's
husband's
brother. Yeah.
Okay. So
So-
your boss's brother.
Yeah, so
essentially.
dude, I don't know this guy. I've never seen this prick. I have a house and I have a number. Now, dude, I'm weighing 98 kilos. Like,
98, huh?
yeah, like I was a big guy. Like right now,
Yeah.
you guys are seeing like the smallest of me, and I'm
Really?
embarrassed about it, bro.
I'm embarrassed.
he blushes every time he leaves the house.
Dude, so we go there, bro. Like, well, I go there, dude. And dude, I've been in some sticky situations. I've been in some hectic fights. So like, I know how to handle myself. So I walk in there. I'm breaking an entry, bro. I'm breaking an entry, dude. I fucking walk in. I don't know this guy, and I just see him. He's busy pummeling his wife, man. So, dude,
Jesus
first thing I
Christ.
do, bro, fight and flight. I kick him off his wife.
Yeah.
And he rolls over, and as he gets up, I just give him a nice shot in the jaw. He's fucking chilling. I pick his wife, and his wife is fucking hysterical,
Chilled
bro.
out now.
His-
I punched
yeah,
him, kicked
of
him,
course.
he's chilled.
No, but
That means
you know when you
KO.
hit someone, bro. You know when you hit someone hard enough, bro, and you just like you,
Oh, yeah.
like on the jaw, bro.
Yeah,
Their
mate,
whole
every day.
world just goes spinning, man. They're just like, where the fuck am I?
Done.
Every day I'm
You
doing
know?
that. Yeah.
Right?
So I hit him. I grabbed his wife or girlfriend, whatever the fuck it was at the time. It was his girlfriend, sorry. And I pick her up and I put her in the bathroom, and I keep the handle up. And I'm on the phone. I'm busy phoning the wife now, and I'm like,
Of the door, you
Yeah,
mean?
of the door. So she can't open it because she's hysterical. She's screaming.
You've
like,
locked her in the bathroom.
I've locked her in the bathroom, and this motherfucker keeps on running. So I'm Spartan kicking him down the whole time. Like every time
Spartan
he
kicking
just
him.
walks up to me, he's just like,
South Africa!
That's
he
quite
walks
a,
up to me, he's like, dude,
quite a-
I get this guy. I am on
That's
his
quite an
side.
adjective.
You don't know
Spartan
who the fuck
anything
I
is pretty
am.
cool.
I just came in here. I knocked you. I half knocked you out. I stole
You
your
were
bitch
chill.
and put her in the fucking bathroom. And now I'm standing by the door
You're
on the
literally
phone.
Mr.
Yeah.
Steal Yo Girl.
You don't know who the fuck I am.
This is
You know,
South
what I
Africa!
want.
Yeah,
So this
yeah.
guy just walks up
Wait.
to me, fucking chest out, but he's drunk as fuck, bro. And I just
Yeah.
fucking kick him, dude. And he just falls over, and I'm like, damn, I don't like domestic abuse, bro. So I just really
Right.
want to beat the shit out of him.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm being paid to do this, bro. Like I got like fucking $3,000 for doing this job.
Yeah.
I phone her and she's like, okay, cool. We phoned the police. They're on their way. And I'm like, I'm breaking and entering in another man's house.
Kicking him.
I'm fucking him up with his girlfriend that's been fucked up in the bathroom. She's got some psychological problems because she's
You've
used
been
to.
hired by this guy.
I've been
that you've
hired-
just now knocked out.
I know. I've been
Hired
hired
by
by,
his
their
brother.
by their brother. Like, and that's not even
guy's
the worst
brother.
part of the job. So
And
eventually,
this is in Africa.
in South Africa.
Yeah, like, America's not that scary.
Back to our
Here's-
point.
Here's the thing. Here's the problem, bro. These are not poor people. These are affluent people, bro. They are driving very
I don't
expensive
doubt it.
cars. They
I
are
don't
very
doubt it.
fucking rich.
Money makes no difference on a person's, inherent
Sometimes it goes the opposite way.
behavior. You know,
Sometimes
But they're all
they
fucking
act worse.
alcoholics, man.
So
Well, let's switch-
So this is the weirdest job you said, right?
This is the weirdest
so
job.
what was the other category you asked?
The
You said the
coolest?
weirdest one and the
And the-
coolest. What's
the-
the coolest
the best job.
What's the best job you've ever had?
You want me to say it?
teaching English in China.
Nah. That was just that. I love what I do, but like I used to work as a stripper. I used to work.
This is the best. Not
This is the
weird
best
one.
job I've ever had. I worked for Magic Mike in South Africa.
What?
Now, Magic
That's
Mike,
the
there were
movie,
only
right?
two.
The,
Yeah.
the
We
Magic
bought the
Mike?
rights,
They-
by the way, to the name.
They just
okay.
bought the rights of the name. I guess.
All right.
So there's only two stripping companies in South Africa at this moment. So there's
Yeah.
Pulse and there's Magic Mike. Now Pulse is a very generic, like Pulse guys will probably fucking hate me, but you guys can suck a dick. And
All these Pulse motherfuckers listening to this
Dude, they're
podcast
so
better
fucking-
suck a dick.
they're so
We've got a
generic.
big
Like, dude,
Pulse
we used to laugh.
demographic.
We straight up. You guys are 1950s strip. You know, they walk up
1950s
as
strip.
Navy sailors or
you
your
guys
fucking
got
military
nothing.
guy.
You got
They're
nothing.
not even creative.
They're
in
not
their
Just
creative,
sit
stripping?
back
man.
down, you
Not a
motherfucking
fuck, bro.
1950s.
You
the
gotta
thing is,
like
dude-
you got a robot strip.
And they would do any gig, bro. They would do like,
Anything.
The
Sluts.
shittiest
They
fucking
would strip
slut.
for
They
a
would
cat
fucking
on the
live there.
fucking boardwalk.
And dude, the guys that work there, bro, they were fucking pimply and they were skinny and there was like we used to make fun of these fuckers, bro.
The worst.
okay.
The worst. I hate them.
But the thing is, bro, like
Pulse. What kind of a name is that?
Pulse, right? So Magic Mike,
Get your blood pumping,
So this
baby.
is a rival stripper gang,
it's a rival stripper gang. But
Did you ever like street dance? Like,
right? Did you walk up slowly from
Start clicking. What's
West
that
Side
song? West Side
Story?
Story. Start clicking at
No,
each other.
but we would double book
You'd
gigs, bro.
snap
Like,
fight?
okay, so in South Africa, we're very free about sexuality and shit like that. Like, I don't know if you know, there's a place in Cape Town called Hermanus, and that is one of the gay capitals of the world. South Africa is also one of the places
Rainbow
where
Nation.
we legalized gay marriage before most other countries.
Before Hillary
So,
Clinton
like-
even cared.
Yeah, bro, she's a fucking reptile.
She's a lizard.
She's a lizard. So, here's the thing.
But if Trump's a lizard too, then what does
Oh,
that mean?
dude, they're lizards, bro.
if you're a politician, you don't drink a lot of water and you love the sun. And you also
like a
Cold-blooded.
cold-blooded
you
lizard.
feed off the poverty of the poor, you know.
Do they drink water?
It gives you power.
They just bask
every
on top
time
of their
every time a
Escalades.
poor person dies, you live another year.
Wow, they're immortal.
Immortal, bro.
That explains Syria.
No. As long
Are we
as
gonna
they
touch on
die
that?
because of your
the
legislators.
stripper story.
It's like I put
Strippery
you
to
there.
Wow.
Okay, but like back to the topic. So we have a thing called Sexpo. Like Australia has it. I think does Britain have
It's
like
a
the UK?
sex
Do you have Sexpo?
exposition.
We have sex expositions. Yeah.
Sexposition.
No, sex
Sexpedition.
expo. Like
Sexhibition.
Oh, like
exhibition.
like an
Sex
exhibition for
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we have that in London. Yeah.
And we
Right.
have a guy like dude, one like I've never been. Like, dude, like guys, you need to understand. I have stripped, but I've never
real-
been in a strip club. I've
real
never
high-
been to. I've never seen a girl
Real high
strip.
class.
Oh,
My
you're in a
life.
female
Never.
strip club.
I've never seen a female strip club in my life. I've never been to a male strip. We don't have those in South Africa.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
You don't have female strip clubs.
No, we have fuckloads of those, but we don't have male strip clubs.
But you
I
worked
thought
in
you were a
one.
male
I
stripper.
didn't work in a strip club. Like the thing is,
Oh,
we
you're
are
just a,
You're
it's
a
just
hired
company.
dancer.
we're,
Just a
we're-
company.
Yeah, we're hired dancers.
Not
we're
a-
exotic,
not a location.
professional dancers, dude.
Okay. Professional
Yeah.
closer
So, like-
takers offers.
Yeah,
takers
closers,
offers.
takers offers.
You'll have like an agent then. Like it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't have a physical location.
I had this lovely Jewish lady. Fuck, I love that woman, bro. She was the tits, bro. Like, dude, I would go to a job.
and you were the dick.
Bro, I'll put
In
you like this, right?
multiple
So
viewpoints.
I worked at very different positions. I was a model
Doggy.
for this
Doggy.
group for Magic
Missionary.
Mike. I've been a model. I have been a party starter. I have been a bare butt butler. I have been a stripper.
A beer butt.
Bear
Bear
butt.
butt
Bear
Bear
butt
butler.
butler.
So like I guess
Is that like
my
cleaning a
God.
house naked?
you just
No,
have
no,
a
no,
hole
no.
in your ass, right?
I'm wearing an apron and I'm serving rich people drinks
With no pants
with
on.
nothing else
with
on.
nothing on, bro. Like, dude, if they really wanted to, they could just fucking reach under my apron and they'll just have.
Get a
I bet you
handful
feel
of
nuts.
you.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah, I've been there.
So,
I
bro,
mean, no, I haven't been
guys,
there.
like, for all the men listening right now, there's no more like freeing moment in your life than you're wearing nothing more than a fucking Speedo, so everyone can judge the size of your junk
yeah, I
on
love that
stage in front
feeling.
of 400
best.
women.
That's my favorite.
There's so many women, they're all there and they're just staring and they're screaming. And dude, like,
As a normal male, that's like my,
I think
that's-
you're using normal quite liberally there.
nah, dude, I'm a fucking normal guy. Like, dude, here's the thing. Why I loved that job the most was not because of the women. I fucking hated that, bro. Because, you know, dude.
You loved it because you're so awesome.
No.
And you love your
Hear me
body.
out.
You
My
love
friends
Speedos.
were
He has
awesome.
an irrational love.
Friends.
My friends, dude. Hear me out, bro. Like,
You met some cool.
my stripper buddies are
Neat.
my buddies for fucking life, dude. I love those guys so much, dude. Like,
It's like a frat. It's like a fraternity.
it's more than a frat,
Hey,
bro. It's
we're-
more,
we're
we have
doing
seen
our
some serious
listeners-
shit, bro.
We're doing
True
our
that,
listeners a
true that.
disservice here and not making this a video podcast. I feel like some clothes are coming off. Maybe in the promo pic.
So, like, you would
We'll
equate
get a shirt off.
You'll equate like being a stripper with your friends as like going to war with these people because you've seen shit. So
We've
you're
seen
gonna be
shit.
close
I bet you
forever
have.
because you've seen shit.
Nah, dude, like, hear me out, bro. Like, killing a man is one thing, but murdering the pussy is another thing.
That might be the most South African thing you've said all night. And this is after the getting held up at the stoplight story.
Okay, guys.
So when you say murder pussy, so you're basically saying you did prostitution as well.
No. Now you're getting me wrong,
a
bro. I
hard
would.
no.
I'll tell you something. I actually.
What is money?
I got
is
offered. Okay, so one of my jobs that I worked. So, dude, I've done some fucking cool jobs with these people. So, party starting was one of my favorite things. This is
Party
why
starting.
Party
You just
starting.
get it crunk.
No, dude.
Shots.
Do you know the dynamics of how a party works, bro? Do you know the dynamics? Have you ever
Dude.
walked into a club
People and music.
And
No,
alcohol.
no.
And booze.
You need to
And
really,
strippers.
bro. You understand. You need to understand the vibe of a club, bro. You need to make a party what it is, bro. Like, dude,
Well, you got to know your audience as in any situation.
Exactly. So we walk in there, bro, and there's just the fucking awkwardest thing. So, dude, I lived this whole thing by a quote, right? To make lost forests out of lonely trees. So I believed in taking the most boring person at a fucking like club, right? And getting them turned up.
Getting them hyped.
Getting them high.
That's the
taking the
thing.
most beta male out there, right? And fucking making him into the hype of the party.
Right.
Will
That's
turn
the
the
thing-
whole party around.
That's
man.
a thing that I have like
gotcha,
in my
okay.
psyche of like a lot of times if I go out at night or like if I do something with people, like if not everybody's having a good time, I can't like have a good time.
You can, dude. You can.
I like want everybody to be happy and I want everybody to be in the same like
It's
vibe.
like, it's
I
like
don't
you're the
know.
host of the
And if
party.
one-
you
yeah.
check everyone's okay.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like anytime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys know about that story about the bison. Like, bison run as fast as the slowest bison.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
That's how a party works, man. And what you do is, dude, you find the fucking
cows
most
in a room. Oh,
beta-looking motherfucker. But, like,
I wish we had some sound
even if
drops
he isn't
for-
beta, bro, he needs to look like no friends,
knowledge
fuck all,
drop.
bro.
Yeah.
And you go and you befriend that guy, bro. You really... You raise his self-esteem, bro. And you know what I found through stripping? Most men don't know how to dance. They feel uncomfortable on a dance floor.
gotta
They
feel
feel
the music.
uncomfortable in their own skin, man.
Yeah.
And
That's-
they
that's-
need alcohol to fucking feel better, and then they actually end up becoming a bit obnoxious and
Well,
becoming
that's something that everybody deals with. Their fucking
Yeah.
physical and mental cohesiveness. You
yeah.
know,
And as a
and
party
as like a
starter-
person who looks like a sculptured, like a
Like
you know,
built in
out
a
of
lab.
out of-
Built in a lab. Not
like
born.
chiseled out of granite.
Designed on a computer.
Ah, you guys are so sweet.
No,
No, I gave Darius a hug the
My
other day.
I'm
nipples
kidding.
aren't
You're
the same
fucking
way.
ugly, dude.
Tapped him on the stomach.
you
I was
I
are-
say something fucked up about myself. No, guys, but hear me out. Like,
Elephant man.
we,
Next
we go and we find the strangest looking or the strangest person there, bro, and we make them feel good about themselves.
That's good.
We
That's
take
good.
them, dude.
So it's like a charity.
Yeah, no, not a charity. I'm getting paid for this. I am getting paid to do this,
Right?
bro.
It's like Make-A-Wish
Like,
Foundation
it's my
for
job.
beta
Like,
males.
dude, it's my job to make sure that this guy has the best night of his life, even though I don't fucking know him.
That's good.
Like,
That's good.
I'm being paid to make the whole party feel good, right?
That's good.
So we get this guy up, he gets dancing. The club gives us like a certain allowance on drinks, bro. We get fucking girls buying shots. You get the hottest girls drinking shots, bro. When they're drinking
Right.
shots, all the guys looking to the side, they're like, holy shit, this is happening, bro.
Well, I mean, like that's just good bar management. I worked in several
Yeah.
bars, and like they hire girls to walk around the bar selling cheap ass, basically not alcoholic shots. But the girls are beautiful, and they
They're so hot,
They they feign interest in these people. Literally, one of the bars I worked in was a like exclusive VIP cocktail bar, and there'd be a girl who didn't look like she worked there, but was paid to go. And she would talk to anyone who was there.
They're usually paid
And then
to
this
go, though.
person's like, "Oh, what? You want to buy some drinks?" Like she's paid by the bar, but this guy is buying the drinks. He's buying 2 drinks at a time, not instead of 1 drink at a time, because she's beautiful and she wants a drink, so
Yeah.
he's gonna pay for it. So like, it's just basic bar management to make someone feel good about themselves to
Yeah.
buy alcohol.
Yeah.
But dude, like, for me, you know what,
And
bro?
you have a dick, so it's
The penis is the patriarchy, bro. We have to keep that going. But dude, hey, like, you guys don't understand, bro. You don't understand. I am, as much as you think, like, I am the most unracist, unsexist person in the world. Like, a lot of people try and misjudge me and shit like that. But
I guess we
you are
missed.
fake news.
I guess
am
we
fake
miscast
really?
you for this one.
really?
We were
We were hoping for a racist misogynist. Damn it!
my cousin's a
Strike.
fucking liberal feminist. On her Instagram handle, it says liberal feminist, you know.
Really?
And dude, I lived with her for about 4 months. And then after 4 months, she changed me. Like at first, you know, I'd look at me like, her chest is flat, you know. But now, I look at this.
But now he's like, she has a good personality.
No, not even that. Not even that, dude. My cousin, she started clapping at me, bro, because I looked at the school and I was like, she like it was a show. I think we were watching like something fucking old. I don't even remember what it was, but I remember this moment. And she cut her hair. And I was like, I really don't like her haircut. And then in that, bro, without even thinking, it just came out. But she didn't cut it for me. You know, and at that moment,
cousin?
No, that was me, man. I said that. I looked at this. I looked at this chick.
She has her own ideas.
She has her own ideas.
She's almost autonomous.
I know. It's like she has a brain.
It's amazing what women can do
almost
these
like
days.
she
I'm so
has a
surprised
brain.
they can get their.
This coming from a male stripper.
This coming from her. No, dude, guys, you don't understand what
Oh,
it's
wait,
like
wait,
to
let's
be
go back.
fucking objectified. It's crazy.
Let's go back.
Yeah.
Let's,
I wanna know
let's
what it's
rewind
like.
that.
I just want to know what it's like to be.
Let's roll that back. You were
Every
talking
day of my
about beta
life.
males and shit. Growing up in South Africa, like how hard is that for a little white dude, a little white guy?
He's not.
Are you
that
suburban?
little.
Or,
Are you little?
Or like,
Are
did you ever get?
Are you considered little? in
I mean,
South
he was
Africa?
little
I'm-
at some point. Is
I
my
was
point.
No, but he
actually,
could always
that's
have been
exactly
a big
what I
kid.
was.
He
right?
wasn't born a 6 foot fucking giant,
No, but
fucking
he could
athletic
be.
male.
He could always be tall for his age. I don't know what the general.
I mean,
height
I'm
is.
guessing he was the bully, but I want to see it. I want to see if he was ever bullied.
Wait.
fair,
How do you
that's
guys
fair.
feel about this asshole circulating around? What's that kid's
No,
name?
you're gonna go.
Here.
I don't know his name,
Who?
but he's
That
there's
little
a
white
kid in
supremacist
the
kid, bro.
Oh,
there's a
God.
kid in the
He was
news.
calling
I forgot his
kids in
name.
the schoolyard the
Hold on,
N-word, and he got bullied, and he
Well,
feels
we
sad
don't
about
know
that.
he said the N word for
What?
for
What?
sure. We don't know that.
Hold
If
on,
I
hold on,
white
hold on.
supremacy, I'm not surprised.
Where
There's-
are you
there's
talking
a
about?
kid-
Here in China.
Okay,
no.
you can't-
There's a kid in America.
Oh, I know
He's
all
in the
about
news
this.
at the moment.
Oh, I don't know all about it.
Something Jones. Keaton Jones.
Keaton.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
let me
Keaton.
let me just say what I know about it real quick. So there was a white kid that his mom took a video of him crying about being bullied
yeah.
at school,
Yeah.
and it blew up into this viral thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
it
okay.
came out that his mom is a white supremacist, and she
Waving
posts
the Confederate
like,
flag.
Confederate flag,
The
but
father's
Confederate
in
flag is
prison.
one thing, but she also was like out and out racist.
The father was arrested for like hate crimes.
hate
and
crimes.
Stuff.
But you can't blame the sins of a fucking parent on a
Exactly.
child.
Yeah. But some people have come out and said
He's a
that
child.
Some people have come out and said he said the N word, but
If
like
he said the N word, it's like nature nurture, bro. It's
I
fucking
don't want to be
nurture.
But there's no-
rude.
there's
I
also
don't wanna
no
be
fact
rude,
that he
right?
did say the N-word.
Guys,
There's no
Right,
evidence
it's
of that.
allegedly.
Allegedly, but like, you know what? If you're gonna be a white supremacist, I'm not saying there is a God, but I
He's
do
like
believe
10.
in karma,
He's
right?
like 10.
Yeah.
That kid looks the way he looks because karma was like, you guys are racist, you're gonna have a fugly child.
Oh, so okay.
This is how it is.
I see. what
Was
it
he
is.
picked on for being ugly?
Well, because
Oh,
he's got
dude, I
a
would
big
pick
nose.
on him, bro.
He's got a big
Maybe.
nose, and that's
I'd
what
bully
they
that
went
kid,
with.
dude. I'm
Kids
sorry.
pick on kids,
I'm sorry.
man.
Like, look, dude. I got bullied when I was a kid, dude. When I was in fucking grade
Everybody
9.
gets-
What have you been
Wait,
bullied
wait,
about, though?
wait, wait, wait.
I went to an
bro.
all-boys school, bro, and I was Afrikaans. You know how
Wait.
bad that is?
No.
Because the thing is, they're like, oh, you're a Dutchman, bro. They made fun of my accent because apparently I had an accent.
Oh,
at the
you are
time.
a
you a
Dutchman.
Zeph.
Did they call
No,
you
they never
white
called me
trash?
Zeph. But they make
Oh,
fucking
that's too
rude
far.
jokes.
They would never say that. That's too far.
Dude, like,
But,
this is
but,
how...
but
yeah.
wait,
It's
let's,
like
let me
the
just
South
say
African
that.
I'm gonna
N-word.
jump on
Let me
this
just
now.
say
I'm
that
gonna jump on this
everybody,
whole thing.
everybody at some point, no matter how much of a badass you are, has been bullied.
And it's good for you.
Maybe not
good for
everyone,
you.
but
I don't think
I've
it's
been
good
fucking
for you.
bullied, and I have bullied others.
Yeah?
You know, it's like
Hell
a
yeah.
part of shit. You know, it's a part of this stupid
My
life.
last name is Vigiano.
And I wasn't like
They picked on me.
Yeah.
They picked on me.
The jokes write themselves.
you know, girls are
Jesus, bro. How
Yeah.
bullied were you?
girls are
I
crazy,
was
but
bullied.
boys are stupid.
Yeah, for sure. But
Right?
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say I wouldn't want anyone to be bullied though. Like if I had a say in
No,
anything, I wouldn't
no,
want
yeah.
anyone to be bullied. And
It
saying
would
like
all-
everyone gets bullied, it's this
No.
but like some
No.
people like you
But
don't.
it's kind of true.
No.
I'm not saying.
I'm sorry, guys. Like, this is an unpopular opinion. I actively believe that people should be bullied because that's where they take a stand
Good
for
point of
something. They take a
contention for
stand
this
for what they
episode.
are, who they are. You
but-
need to fight for who you are in this life, man.
Getting bullied is it is a part of whatever this human evolution is. Like we're at this point
But
in
do
our
you-
civilization, and this is what's happening.
Would you
People
say
are
the
getting
same
bullied.
about like
it's normal.
like parents disciplining, like air quotes, disciplining their children, like beating their children if they do something wrong?
Mate, I'm Afrikaans.
Yeah, well, that's my question.
I've been beaten.
Dude, I
no,
don't...
but would you
I'm
beat your
fine.
child when you have a child? Will you do the same?
Are you?
I wouldn't probably.
Why not though?
Because
That's the
I'm
thing.
a little
if you,
soft.
If you think
to
it's
be
fine,
honest.
if you think
Yeah, I
it's
wouldn't
fine
beat
that
my
you
child.
were, why won't you?
No, listen, mate.
But if
that-
I was angry enough, I'd maybe give him a spanking, slap his wrist.
How much is enough?
I wouldn't beat him, mercilessly.
And like, and you've told me stories, Darius.
But there's
as, like,
there's
like
no
in
line in the
school-
sand you can draw.
Mate, in school, we got
You've,
fucked up.
you've
man.
got corporal
Fucking
punishment.
We got
Yeah,
corporal
right.
punishment in school. It's fucking lovely.
But would you want
beat
your
him,
children
but I'll
slapped?
beat him.
Situation.
Yes. I would. No, look, dude. I don't want my children growing up soft, man. I don't want them growing up soft. Because the thing is, I see a lot of people these days, and my cousin, like, guys, I'll push it. My cousin one day, bro, said to me, is like, and he was really young, bro, and he was like, I've never been punched in the face. And without thinking, bro, I punched him, dog. I hit him straight in the fucking face. And dude,
Nose?
God.
yeah, no, I hit for the jaw, bro. If I hit him in the nose, bro, that's
that's
tearing
tough,
up.
yeah.
That's
blood.
I just hit him in the jaw,
That's
and you know what?
weak.
He stood back
No.
and he was just like, "What the fuck just happened?" And
No,
I
I
said,
haven't-
"Did you die?"
No, but is he a better person for it?
No, but the thing is,
Exactly,
you
that's
need to,
the
you
point
need to be
then.
aware of your own fucking mortality, bro. Like you need to realize
Not
that.
mortality, but you should be aware that sometimes you may have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
From a sucker punch from your family?
Well, that's a
Fuck
different
off.
story.
No.
That's
Like,
a
if I
different
said
story.
right now, I've never been punched, and he just hits me, I am not going to protect
Listen, mate.
myself because I don't expect it.
Lee, tell me something. When was the last time you got punched in the face?
The last time...
Right now.
Years ago. Not anytime.
Dude, the only
Memento
time
Please
I've
don't
Mori.
punch me right
No,
now.
bro, memento mori. Remember, you will die.
I do not think I'm never going to die.
But
Dude,
there's a thing,
Lee's got a hyperbolic chamber. He's good. He's good till 2080, bro.
He's got like 3
And by
years.
2080, we'll be living forever.
right?
Right?
That's
By
the-
2080, they'll have some.
dream.
They'll have a pill you can take to be like, here's the 100-year pill. Forget your dick pills. We got the 100 plus.
But
I'll be
does it
like
make my dick
100
bigger?
plus.
Right?
Every day with an erection. You know,
Okay.
Well, that's-
I
no,
know that's a
that sounds
good
painful.
bad thing.
no erections,
It's a
but you
good
live
thing.
longer.
Eventually,
what do you do?
it
What do
just
you
it
do?
stays hard
Ooh.
all the time, so you can hang your laundry while you're doing whatever the fuck you're doing.
No,
Gotta
he
dry
asked you a
this out
valid
real quick.
question.
Oh, what was it?
You either live longer...
100 years longer
All
at
right.
at the year 2080. You can live 100 years longer.
Listen, no.
But no,
Or-
no more
but
erections.
no more erections.
What do you do? Do you take the pill or die? There's a lot of cool shit on the horizon.
Hear me
I mean,
out, bro.
at
Hear me
that
out.
point,
porn and
2080,
stuff.
I'm
Okay,
over
I want
100
you. I
years
want you
old.
to take it back on a philosophical
You
scale,
gotta
right?
make it to that point.
Right?
In the Greek, like in the Greek philosophy, they say the gods were jealous of man because man's life was so short. It was sweet. It was beautiful because you experienced everything once, and that is something beautiful. It's something to die for.
I just want to say,
You know,
I've had
but
sex
if you
multiple times.
if you live forever, how saturated does
doesn't-
everything become?
Yeah,
You can do
it's not
everything.
as cool
it's
if
boring.
it's longer.
Like, look, dude.
That's
like,
a good point.
why
good
would you
point.
want to live
no,
forever?
but that's the thing. Like
2080 is
when you
what,
don't need to focus
60
on
years
that
from
sex
now?
aspect, will you not
Probably won't see it.
focus on other things?
Right?
I do. I
Probably
really
just
love
won't.
sex, though.
The math wrong.
You're 23 years old. Fuck you. Like you'll grow up eventually.
But this was the
I
point I
don't
was
want
trying to make
to.
earlier, though, was that, like, I don't know. This is gonna sound weird, and I don't really know how to
Let's
express
get
it
weird.
completely. Okay, all right. So, because I feel like my life is building in this way where it's not as fast as everyone else's, like the standard things you do, like buy a house, get married, or whatever. You know,
You're a black sheep, if you will.
yeah, okay, whatever, right? And
A gray sheep, maybe.
and maybe it's the cosmos being like, well, you're gonna live longer to fulfill your required thing that you
Duties
have to do.
to the
yeah.
cosmos.
for the existence of humanity or
Yeah.
whatever is after us, right? But you are chosen for this, you know,
Time. This
the
time, this
and-
period, this place.
and you're bearing this cross,
Bearing
lack of a better,
witness.
yeah. Well, no, just like your the things that kind of stress you out about well, why don't I have what the other man has? And why?
No,
why-
The grass is-
Wait.
The grass is always greener type shit.
No.
No.
Kind of. The grass is green, but like, why not? And then I think like, okay, it's because the world is gonna give me a little more at the end because it's waiting for me to build to the point where I am fulfilling
Well,
my
like you
purpose.
deserve something.
Well,
No. I don't think I deserve anything. I don't think I deserve anything.
Well, let's rewind a little. The grass is always greener aspect kind of comes, I think, from today's social media and stuff. You're plugged into what everybody's doing, whereas before you were on your own, just like let's fucking grind, dude.
Well, I'm not plugged in that hard now.
You're not
I'm really
plugged in.
I'm really not. Like I don't check it every day. I don't look at it all the time.
But I'm just saying,
I mean,
generally speaking, I mean,
my point of reference is my little sister, man. Like she's married, they have the house, they have the cars, they have the jobs. Now, like I'm removed from that in a way that, yeah, she's right there.
Your
That's her
sister's
husband.
lovely, by the way.
Yeah, she is, right? I know. I know. Yeah, wonderful, beautiful person,
So
beautiful person, amazing. But
Did she need a stripper at her wedding?
she did not have a stripper at the wedding. No.
It's not too late.
Come on to Florida, dude.
I feel like
Come
South
on.
Africans would fit into Florida real well.
You'd
chill
be
people,
great.
bro.
You'd be
Very
great.
chill
It's the
people.
same
Great.
shit. It's the same shit. So it's basically karma is what you're trying to describe.
Listen,
right?
James, dude, can I tell you something, bro?
What's up?
Like,
Yeah, tell me.
hear me out, bro. Like, dude, you know what I feel like a lot of things? I feel like I learn lessons way too slowly in life. Especially when it comes to love, when it comes to romance and things like that. I learn things way too slowly. Dude, I've done a lot of shit in my life.
You're
and
24.
24.
though.
I know. You guys,
This guy talks like he's 60. Like, you don't know what I deal with day to
You're
day.
not
with
an
this
old
guy.
soul. You've been stripping it hoof beef man
guys,
cake.
guys. I'm gonna put it in short. I've been shot at. Like, I've almost been stabbed. Like,
You've seen some shit.
if I didn't fuck the
Coming
guy
from
first,
South
I almost
Africa, I
did get
don't doubt
stabbed.
that you've seen
No,
some
dude, like,
crazy shit.
but dude, a lot of shit's happened to me very quickly, and I know, dude, I'm young, but dude, I don't feel young. And the point is that I'm
You
trying
don't
to make
sound
is
young
that
either.
live immediately, live now, and the thing is, never look at your neighbor's bowl. Only look when he has enough.
Right.
You never try and compare yourself with anyone.
I'm
man.
not
Right.
necessarily comparing.
That's a good point.
The
That's
main
a really
point,
good
dude.
I'm not jealous of anyone. I'm not comparing myself, but
You're just saying they live by a different standard.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
I think the share the world has given me is
Mayo.
going in the way that, like, James, just wait a little. You know, you got more time than someone else who has what, I don't know,
Yeah,
the
so
ideal
just take your
thing.
time.
Right. So
Do you.
Ugwe.
Hashtag do you.
Master tortoise, you're gonna live forever.
anyways,
Dude, you're such a fucking chill guy. Like,
I'm
from
not
the first
worried
time
about
I met
nothing.
you, bro, I was just like, I like this guy because you're chill, dude. You
even
laid
though
back
I'm
and it's
American,
nice.
And he hates
Even though you're
Americans.
American, bro. I don't like Americans.
And he
dude,
hates
but you
Americans
guys-
because of one American
couple of
soldier.
jarheads in
Not-
South
not-
Korea he
not
met
two, maybe
last
5.
week.
you say jarheads. There's our Marines. Do you know that they were Marines?
They can eat it, dude.
Well, they could have been.
I know they
Dude,
can eat
I'm
a
sorry,
dick.
bro. Like, listen, man, I respect you guys, but I do not respect your military. I do not really respect your country that much because I feel like you guys have interfered in a lot of other country shit.
Well, that's because we're the modern day imperialists.
Yes,
and
that's
it
exactly
comes
what
with
it
the
is.
territory.
But you know what happened
It comes
to Rome?
with the
Beware.
disdain, you know.
Oh, dude, my mother says that all the time.
You
all
know
the
what
time.
happened
Of
to
course.
Rome?
She says it all the
Right,
time.
we
about
are
Rome.
living in history, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're seeing it happen, and whatever happens will happen. And yes, America is the modern day
I would say
imperialist, and
my
it comes.
country is the prime example of exactly that. A country
Right?
that owned the world and just.
But you did it
fell.
before Facebook, so they're off the hook.
Brexit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and Brexit's just another milestone in the,
It's so funny,
the
bro.
fall of the UK.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, I just want to know, do you know what's going to happen to your economy?
No one knows.
It's just so fucked.
Yeah. I mean, I voted against Brexit.
Just buy into cryptocurrency, bro.
Dude,
Get a vaporizer and buy into
I don't know
Litecoin.
what fucking Bitcoin is.
right, dude. I can't
But
wrap
you
my
are
head around
so
it. It's
ready
fucked
to
up.
invest in it.
I
though.
know, I'm so ready, dude. Like, I have fucking gotten the
Invest
account
into
open. I got
Litecoin.
the wallet
Bitcoin's
open.
old
I've been
news.
looking at the stocks. I'm just like, but I don't know what you are. I don't know
They're
what
not
you
stocks.
are.
Touch it, man. You can't touch it. It's
It's a blockchain.
dude. I think one of the best parts about being in China is that every day I use cash. I know you don't. It's
Use
not
cash?
I use cash.
I use cash
bro.
every day.
I don't even
I
use
use
cash,
cash,
bro. I
dude.
drove about that shit,
Hey,
dog.
It feels
Is there
good, man.
if there's there, I think there's only one person at this table that doesn't have a bank account in any country, and that's me.
yeah, dude.
You don't even have a Chinese bank account.
No,
What,
you
you
don't have
just
American
collect
bank.
shekels, bro.
that's why they.
Spencer
Dude,
runs a cash
fucking,
business, bro.
this is the fucking mattress firm.
Are we back in the Dust Bowl? Are you scared of fucking
I
banks?
saved paper plates, bro.
Are you waiting for the
dude.
Great Depression again? Is that
No.
what it is? Like
No, this is
You
mattress
should invest in
financial.
gold.
Dude,
when you
gold?
travel,
I would invest in
when
gold.
you travel, what
right?
do you do?
Yeah,
do you just
dude.
Convert,
carry
yeah,
cash?
cash
gold.
conversion.
Is there not a limit to how much cash
My-
you can carry?
Where?
Like
back
a
to?
boat-
Yeah,
like if you're on a plane or
I mean,
whatever,
it's
You can
not
go
a
back
limit
with
that I
like,
can hit.
like 20K.
10,000,
I don't take that much.
5,000.
Okay.
I've got a
5,000
weird question. You
US.
kind of put it into your
translation
like
would be
walls.
5,000.
Do you kind of break down
Yeah,
walls?
yeah,
and put,
25,
like,
30.
Nah, dude.
flat walls? And in that case, where do you live?
The South African asking me where I live.
No, but you've had bank accounts in the past, right?
yeah,
You just
yeah.
don't have
Yeah,
anything.
don't
now.
have
I was
one
about to say,
now.
like, do you know how the
You're trying to
credit
dodge it.
system
and I'm
works?
fine with it, huh?
Do you know how the credit system works?
Right, I have good credit. I have great credit.
Really?
Yeah.
Bad credit, dude.
Yeah, I bought a car and like paid for it and shit and whatever. You know, did that shit and then I was like, this is whatever.
I haven't
So
bought
if I
shit and
need
I'm
it
not
in the
applicable.
future, it's there. I can pay my debts.
kind
I'm
of-
not a Lannister, but
This
hey,
is kind of worse than if someone tells you they don't own a TV.
So do you pay?
No,
do
I
you
respect
file
people
Just,
that
taxes?
it's,
don't
ki-
have
it's
TVs,
kind of
man.
worse.
Do you
I
file
respect them.
taxes?
No, that's
Oh,
my
we can't
point.
talk about that,
This
can
is
we?
kind of worse.
my bad.
I'm sorry, dude.
don't wanna
I've been
get this
to
on
places
audio.
where people don't own shoes, bro. So like, you know what I mean?
Africa's different.
It's a bit.
Even Africa.
We're all
was a
talking at the
bit.
same time. Let's just do that more.
So back to
Can I keep on going?
South Africa.
Oh yeah. So by the way,
So
dude, like,
wait. Nelson Mandela,
Hey, there we go.
Oh, shit.
Keep
wait,
going.
oh shit.
national hero or
Terrorist.
National con man.
National terrorist.
No way.
National con
okay?
man.
Give us
Black
your
South
wait, wait, wait,
Africans
wait.
believe he's
Give
a
it-
lie.
Give us your hot
Wow.
take on Mandela.
Hear me out, dude. Mandela, like, dude, if you put me in a
Nelson,
fucking...
wait. Let me give my preface to this. So, coming from America, I see Nelson Mandela as like this freedom fighter that went to jail for speaking out against apartheid, and then like got. Well, let me just preface this, and I'll give you your 2 minutes or whatever. So yeah. Freedom fighter, South Africa, apartheid, speaking out, peaceful protest, maybe went to jail, got out, became president, is a national world hero.
He's a
I don't
world hero,
know.
man. I think
You
he won
take
a
the
Nobel.
floor.
Didn't he win a
Take the
Nobel? Yeah.
floor, Darius.
Okay, Darius. No, bro, hear me out, dude. Like, dude, I have the utmost respect for Mandela. Like, dude, if you put me in a fucking jail cell, the amount of times he would, dude, I would come out there and be like,
I'm angry.
make me the longest line of fucking cocaine. I'm gonna snort it. I'm gonna snort that while you line up the blowjobs, you know. But he didn't do that. Well, as far as we know,
He wasn't a stripper
Not
at
in public.
Beefcakes.
you know. But this guy, he was.
Cocaine blowjobs.
He was a legit, bro. He was a fucking civil servant. You know, he did his shit. And he made South Africans proud. He left us with a lot of quotes, but that's all he left us with. He left us with a fucking broken, the people that inherited the people that were elected
The country?
after him. The people he inherited the country were fucking broken, man. Like, look, dude.
Because not because
the party,
of
the leaders.
the party,
Not
the
because
leaders,
of
it was
Mandela,
sick,
though,
bro.
right?
It was a bunch of cronies, man.
it was Mandela's cronies.
It was Mandela, not Mandela's cronies, but look, dude, like people. We had a good president. His name is.
And this is an objective viewpoint.
Yeah, his name was Mr. Mbeki. It's not an objective, bro. Like a lot of South Africans.
No,
would
I'm
agree
saying
with me.
like
Yeah?
this is what happened.
This is
what
what
I mean.
fucking
This
happened,
is what
dude.
happened. You
Like,
can
so
like
we-
look it up.
We had Nelson Mandela, and then we had fucking Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki was really. He wasn't a bad president, bro. He was just handed a bad deal, and
He didn't
because
have a good hand.
He wasn't. much like Barack Obama was handed a fucking shitty hand and he just made the best with it, and majority rule, people were angry.
Yeah, he got a lot.
Everybody's mad
He
at
got a
the
lot of
opposition.
flack. He got a lot
Obama
of flack
got
for
a lot of
fucking
flack
nothing.
for things that weren't in his control.
Let's be
because
honest,
of
he got a lot of flack because he
Bush
was a
Jr.
black guy in the White House.
There's also that.
He got a lot of flack because many different reasons.
Yeah.
Let's
Many
put it
different
there.
Yeah, okay.
Let's put it there.
But the thing is, dude, so then we in 2009, we elected Zuma, bro, and we made the worst fucking mistakes South Africa's ever
2009.
made.
So that's 8 years.
Yeah.
He's been in power.
Yeah,
now?
it's 2 terms, dude. 2 terms.
2 terms. So you have 4-year terms.
Yeah.
Is there a limit on terms, like in the US, or is it as
Yeah,
many
it's a
as
limit. It's a limit.
So 2 terms.
Yeah,
So Zuma's time
we
is
are
up?
very democratic, dude. We're very liberal.
You say that, but he got 2 terms and he's awful.
But here's the thing, bro. He's dude, in South Africa, we have a thing. If you are protesting education, you burn down the school.
What party is
ANC.
he in? Is that liberal,
National,
progressive?
it's African National Congress. It used to be a communist party,
what would that
which
be
turned
in
into a democratic
Western
party.
American speak?
The Russians actually, like during the apartheid time, the
It used to be
Russians actually
communist.
supported them.
It used to be
a
communist.
So it's kind of a quasi-socialist
Yeah.
state.
It would be Bernie Sanders equivalent.
A lot of
But does he follow through on the social promises?
No, a lot of corruption.
So
man.
it's just
so much
corrupt,
corruption, dude.
fake.
No, let me put it like this, right? How would you feel if Trump took 200? Look, I'm gonna put it in dollars instead of rands, but like $273 odd million, and he spent it on a house. How would you feel as a taxpayer?
Well, Trump has spent a lot of
spent more
money
than that
just to
recently.
travel to his fucking Mar-a-Lago.
course.
But
Yeah.
on a fucking house, dude.
Well, it's the equivalent or
when,
worse.
when you live in an
The White
African
House?
country.
When you live in a fucking when you live in an African country where a lot of
So
people
he's,
don't have
he's
education,
using,
and
he's
this
using
motherfucker's
tax
doing
money to be happy and fat
Yeah,
and wealthy.
that's exactly what he's doing, bro.
He's also a lizard.
No, dude, I don't.
He's not a lizard.
To be honest, to be
Jimmy
honest,
V confirmed.
I'm going to show you a picture. Who has internet right now? Just Google fucking Zuma. And he is a teenage Ninja Mutant Turtle.
He looks
Teenage
really old.
Mutant
In that
Ninja
order.
Turtle.
No, he looks like a fucking 100-year-old retired ninja fucking turtle
Reptile.
that kind of killed all the other Ninja Turtles to take their money.
And drink their lifeblood.
Not even, he's
But
dying.
not water, because
He's
lizards
dying.
don't drink
He's
water.
going down.
But guys,
So, wait,
we're
let's,
in a major milestone in South Africa because we've actually pushed him out in government. He is the elective official, but at this moment we have Cyril Ramaphosa. He's standing in for.
He was his right hand man.
Yeah, he was the vice president.
Yeah.
He is standing in right now as being active president, while Zuma is just riding out his term. Look at that motherfucker! Look at him.
Turtle
Reptilian.
face.
He does look kind of. I mean, not
look
having
like-
hair
dude,
doesn't help him.
Alright.
He looks
'cause
like he has
lizards don't
Down
have hair.
syndrome, man.
All right, let's shift the gears real quick. Diamonds. Coolest rock ever?
So,
Or
Lie, biggest
a
lie in
cool
the
rock?
world.
So
There's no use for diamonds.
So Spencer a
There's no
moment
use.
ago was talking about a documentary watched called District 9 about South Africa. I recently watched a documentary called
Fuck you, documentary.
Blood Diamond?
Yeah.
With
Worst South African accents in the world.
Well, I mean,
Leo?
by the
Listen
South
to my
African
accent.
Is that why he
Leonardo
didn't get the
DiCaprio.
Oscar? He didn't get the
DiCaprio?
Oscar for that.
DiCaprio is South
fucked up.
African.
Why
Don't you speak ill of Leo.
I love Leo, but Leo fucked up.
I'm holding the microphone.
His
I'm
South
holding
African
it too.
His South African accent is better than yours.
Okay, I agree.
To be completely honest,
Wait.
this is why he didn't win an Oscar.
I wanted to go back to this. Darius, like when you speak, what is your accent?
I don't know.
It's
man.
very
I
American
don't
if-
fucking know.
It's not American, but
He
it's
drops a
it's
lot of
definitely
American
South,
words
It's
and
South African,
phrases.
but it's a
I
little
do-
subtle.
So like, dude, South Africans, can I say, we
You
are
say a lot
social
of bros,
comedians.
like a bro. Is
I use
BRU?
bro-
Is that a word?
bro, we use
bro,
bro, bruh,
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 dude,
dude,
Do you use
Brother?
dude though? Because dude's
Bruv.
American.
bruv.
bruv.
That's
A lot of
Mate.
British and
Mate.
Western.
I use mate quite often.
I do it now.
But like, the thing
Mate's
is,
normal.
in South Africa, we don't discriminate. We use all of those things, man. And if you guys, I never even got to fucking mention this. Just give me a second.
Mention
Alright,
everything.
alright,
got his
alright,
fact
You need
sheet
to.
out.
I got my
Hold
fucking
on.
little fact sheet I check, and I am the worst South African there is. Like,
No,
but I
he's
try.
great.
I love
He's
Biltong.
awesome.
I
Third
love.
best I
That's what I was going
majority
to
of
ask
the
you about later. Biltong or Billabong?
Biltong. Billabong is actually
Billabong's a brand.
it's an
of-
Australian brand.
I know. It's a stupid question.
Biltong.
It's a joke.
It's delicious, and
They sound the
I will
same.
bring you some.
They
I will
both
bring you some.
end in ONG.
Biltong.
Biltong is like beef
like
jerky.
jerky.
So
Yeah.
this is for the listeners. The 11 languages of South Africa is
All them
isiZulu, isiXhosa, Afrikaans, English, Sepedi, Setswana,
Is this in
I
any
wrote
partic-
Setswana twice.
Is this in any particular order?
Sesotho. I don't know.
Just let him
isiSonga,
speak.
isiSwati, Shivenda, isiNebela. Guys, I'm really
That's
sorry
10.
if I fucked that up, but like I'm trying to do us a service. And here's some random facts that I want you to know about South Africa.
Jesus.
Let's go.
We'll talk about diamonds.
Eat a dick. Diamonds are not important.
Yeah,
South Africa.
we'll save that for the
Your
next.
country
Save it for the
fabricated that
Diamond
shit.
podcast.
And guys, this is for
Subscribe
everyone
to
that
the
knows
Diamond
something
Podcast.
about South Africa. Everyone needs to know that Cecil John Rhodes needs to eat a dick. So the largest country.
Cecil.
Yeah, Cecil. So the largest country in Southern Africa is South Africa.
It's fucking huge.
The
That's what I was saying
25th
earlier.
Largest country in the world is
South Africa. It's a big country.
By the
Is it
way, we
really?
never had a coup.
Like, what's that
We've
based
never
on?
had a
Bigger than
coup.
America?
Sorry, what's that based on?
No,
that
no.
that size?
No.
That
It's
you said
big, though.
The largest.
That we're the largest in the world. Like
Largest-
25th largest country in the
Oh,
world.
20, okay. That makes
All
a
right.
lot more sense.
We
sorry.
never had a coup, by the way.
You didn't.
Also, another word for South Africa is Mzansi.
Mzansi.
So if you want to impress a South African, if she's a South African girl and you want to get in there and be like Mzansi for sure, and she'll be like away,
Oh,
and
baby,
you'll be like
please.
away.
Well,
You know?
what's
Anywhere.
the South African word for thank you? Or the Afrikaans word for
Donkey.
thank you? Donkey.
Donkey.
And that's cool.
Similar to the German.
Yeah. Also, by the way, the cradle of humankind is found in South Africa. That's the World Heritage Site, by the way. It's the oldest forms of hominids found in South Africa. Or found in
Paintings, right?
The world.
There's
No, not
cave
paintings,
paintings
actual
and
fossils.
stuff.
Like
Fossils.
fossils of like
Fossils.
like
We
Wow.
also have the I think it's the Okavango caves
Well,
where there's paintings.
apparently humanoids started out in northern eastern Africa-ish, Somalia area, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. In Africa somewhere. So yeah, I'm
a
sure
great
I'm
migration.
sure they ventured south, obviously, and that's where those bones were from.
Listen,
Yeah?
man, all I can say is being a South African is like when you are in South Africa, when
Do you,
are
do
in
you feel
Africa,
the
dude,
history?
You
do
don't
you
feel,
feel
it, but
the
there's a vibe, man.
the
There's
vibe?
a fucking vibe. Like, look, dude, I have traveled the world. I've been to fucking Italy. I've been to France. I haven't gone anywhere near the
how
UK
many
or the
how many
US.
countries have you been to?
Jesus, let's name them.
Italy,
So, Italy, France, Switzerland, Germany, Switzerland.
You said that already.
Did I already say
Yeah.
that? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
and a few African countries.
A few African countries. I've been to China, been to South Korea, I've been to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong's China.
Don't
Now-
even go there.
now-
bro.
It's Hong Kong's China.
Jesus.
I've been to Croatia,
you've
by the way.
been-
I've
you've
been to
been to the city
Dubrovnik.
of
I
Hong
was
Kong.
listening
You went to Croatia.
You went
I
to
was in
Croatia?
Dubrovnik, dude. That is such a fucking beautiful place. I was where they shot the Game of Thrones thing. Yeah.
Tino told us
We
last
spoke about
week,
it a couple of
yeah.
weeks ago.
They got nude beaches, bro. It's the tits,
Yeah,
dude.
no shit.
Literally.
Oh, wow.
Shame.
Beautiful.
Shame. I felt no shame.
So like you would say less than 10. Is that less than 10?
That's
Isn't
more than 10. Much more than 10.
Much more.
Yeah.
Let's name them again then, because
Okay.
I don't believe it's more than 10.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. So
Just tell me a number. Like I don't want to know
dude,
names.
I can't
You've been
fucking.
to a lot of places.
I've been to a lot of places. I've seen a lot of shit, dude.
Have you been to Southeast Asia?
Have you been to Americas? The Americas in any?
Have you been?
form?
Yeah. Have you been to South America?
I have kind of avoided
South
that
or
side of the
north?
world.
Really?
Or
Because it's
central.
more dangerous than South Africa.
That's a
Such
lie.
bullshit, bro.
You are fake
I
news.
swear to God. Like, I feel America's dangerous, but hearing the story of South Africa, I'm like,
But
I
dude,
could.
here's the
100
thing,
meters from his house as
I
well.
know.
But
Can you imagine just walking 100 meters and then getting held up? At
Go
But
to
like,
South
bum,
Africa.
are
It's
there
fucking
bums in
beautiful.
Johannesburg
Yeah,
that were
dude,
like
there's-
I
curse you
wanna-
out or fucking
so-
fight you?
Hear me out, bro. I told my girlfriend that as
Hear
soon
him
as we
out, okay?
arrive in South Africa,
I've seen bums in like Venice,
yeah, dude,
California,
there's bums
and they're like,
everywhere, bro.
"You got
We
a
are
dollar?"
fucking hobos. Dude,
But
so-
in South Africa, they're like, "You got a fucking dollar, or I'll kill you."
No. So this is okay. So my cousin is
For a
like
dollar.
40 kilos, bro, and she's like yay high. She's
like
the
100
tiniest little
pounds.
cute thing. in
That
the
was
world.
like 4 foot tall.
Like,
Are you,
shit,
you
no,
mean
wait,
that?
wait.
Because
I'm gonna
that's
stand
really
up. I'm gonna
short.
stand up, and you guys look. So I'm 6'2", and she's like this high.
Okay, so that's
He's pointing
half
right
your
at
height
his
on your nipples.
breast region.
On your nipples.
Like she comes in for the perfect height.
That's
man.
literally like 4 foot.
That's beautiful.
About 4 foot.
And she's awesome. She's this tiny little girl. And dude, I always worry because she's driving around in Johannesburg on her own.
Wouldn't you worry if you had
Dude,
a daughter
I worry
in
a
South Africa?
fuckload, dude. I worry so much.
No,
it's
no,
not even
no.
my daughter. It's my
Right.
fucking little cousin, dude.
No.
And
They grow from those experiences.
here's the shit that happened.
Gotta
dude.
get bullied.
I couldn't believe it.
With an AK-47.
We were driving down the road, and this guy was knocking on the window, and he was like, "Fucking change, madam, change." And she just opened the window and kindly said, "Would you please fuck off?" You know. And this guy, he would not fucking catch a drift, bro. He was just kept on. So, bro, she took her fucking pepper spray, which was pink, by the way. Of
course it was.
Sprayed him in the eyes. And like he was going all like shit, I don't know,
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Pepper sprayed.
And then
Yeah.
she opened the door, knocked him in the knees, and he fell over. She got out the car and fucking continued to spray him. And then got back into the car. Like, this was mid-conversation, bro. I was talking to her about, like, I don't even know what the fuck. I was talking about news or some shit. She got in the car, started her car again. Like, oh, light screen. Like, she wasn't phased at all.
Damn.
Bro, and I was just like...
Yeah,
I got
America's so
much
scary.
respect for you,
I never
man.
want to go to America.
See, if I ever have kids, I want to raise them in a harder environment because I think
Yeah.
America made me
Yeah, America's
prepared.
super scary. They
Prepared.
got like Broadway plays and
Yeah, well, just I don't know. It just made me a little more prepared. Like, well,
Gays can get married,
bro,
bro.
right?
You know
just,
that?
You're playing.
What's
you're
next?
Playing
Can I
sport
fuck a
and
dolphin?
you get hit in the face with a baseball. Like,
Not yet, but we're working on it. We're
whatever.
talking about your rights.
wait, sorry, James. What?
James,
No,
James.
it's all good.
You want your daughter to be raised in a hard
No,
environment.
not
because
that.
Africa.
Not a hard
Listen, man,
environment.
No,
Hear
I
me
do.
out,
I
dude.
would
No,
rather have
hard.
been raised
He
in a
said
harder
hard.
environment and just
Harder
being
than
exposed
what?
to, like, we were talking earlier, falling out of a tree and fucking
Okay.
getting the, shit
Just
knocked
a
out of
little,
you and getting hit in the face with the baseball.
tough
Like,
love.
yeah. Like just the environment.
If she was
treating
being
you a
bullied,
little
how
harder.
would you react to
Not
that?
necessarily as hard as South Africa, worrying about your life in every situation, but like
if she was being bullied, how would you react to that situation?
Oh God, my sister was bullied once, and this is when I could drive. So she came home crying. I drove up to the bus stop, and I was red, man. I
Right?
didn't know anything.
Seeing
I,
red.
I was
And
the
that's just as a brother.
anytime
Can
my
you imagine being like a
family is
father?
affected, bro? Just like I just cannot even like I can't rationalize it. I'm just like,
Guys,
I'm angry, so
I-
angry.
I don't
When somebody
wanna,
fucks
I don't
with
wanna
somebody you
piss on the
love,
party,
it's
right?
fucked
But
up.
like,
Yeah.
It's over.
why? Like, I know I have a very harsh stance on like bullying and things like that. But you know what happened to me? Like, okay, so I got bullied in when I was in primary school, and this was a primary school attached to a high school at the time, and my brothers
You
saw
go
this
from primary
happening.
school to high school.
Yeah, like primary school, middle school, high school. I don't know.
That
Like,
explains a lot.
I was in grade 5. I was in grade 5.
How old are you when you finished primary school? Like
Shit,
like
dog.
early, like 11-ish?
Yeah.
And then
I
high
g-
school
I think I
from
was
12?
I think I was like 10 at the time when this happened.
Okay.
They
I was-
just
I was
throw
10
you a
I was-
pencil. Get the fuck in there.
I was 10 years old when this happened, bro. And this guy, he was first year high school, right?
Was he a chimpanzee?
Was this a zoo?
It's just a fully grown African lion with a suit on.
I hate it when
Got one of those professor hats on, but it's just a lion.
Wearing a monocle.
I hate it when the Africans know. I hate it when the lions sneak into the class. Bro,
Not again.
Africa's amazing, dude. But hear me out,
I
dude.
bet,
so like,
dude.
I had this guy, and he was the first year of high school, and he was picking on me, bro. Like, he just walked in, and he fucking,
thought he was hot
He hit
shit.
me, and he called me shit, and he
He'd
kept
been
on hitting
working
me,
at
and he kicked me when
Beefcakes
I
for
was
2
down.
years.
And my brothers,
Literally kicks you.
yeah, literally, like I fell down, and he kicked me in the face, right? So my eldest brother, he was like grade 11 at that time, and my middle brother was like grade. He was the same grade as this guy, and they were like, "Fuck you! You're gonna be a man about this. We're not gonna fight your battles for you. You're gonna fight this guy." So my brother kind of like slapped me in the face, and he said, "You need to fight your own battles.
up.
You need to man up."
Sack up.
There's going to be a day when we're not here, and we're going to... Because my brother, he's a year away from being a senior, and he graduates, it's over. You know, so he was like, I can't look after you forever.
Right. So
So-
you have a brother.
I have 2 brothers.
Okay.
So both of them, they initiated this whole thing. They found this little twerp, and my brother just said, "You hit him once, and you keep hitting. You don't stop. You just keep hitting." And they threw me into this bathroom, and I'm fucking in this bathroom, and then it's dark, bro. The lights are off in this bathroom. I can barely see what's going on. Like there's the windows and tinted because this is a Christian school, by the way.
It's like a horror. Like a horror.
Wait,
film.
I don't know
fucking-
how does that correlate?
This
The
is a
windows are
Christian
tinted because it's a
They use that yellow glass, man. It's like a really weird thing, bro. Like the yellow, they don't use
Stained
fucking-
glass, like
stained
stained
glass,
glass.
Yeah.
man. And then
that's really religious.
this motherfucker,
Holy
he
windows.
walks in, bro, and now he's been worked up because like the biggest guys in school are putting them to fight the little brother. So of course he needs to show himself. So like I'm experiencing shit on his level and my level. Where like I don't want to die, and I don't want my brothers to call me a pussy for the rest of my life.
That's equal.
And at the
You're
same time, motherfucker, you beat the shit out of me. I'm angry.
Yeah.
Well, you get slapped or punched or hit once, and
You get
your
fucking angry,
emotions
man. Your
well
emotions
up, and
are
you want to fight.
everywhere. You want to fight, dude. So
It's
I
not a
walked up to
happy
this fucker,
time.
It's fight or
and
flight, and if you can't
Right.
run, then you're gonna fight.
I
You
had
can't run.
I
Locked
had
in a
nowhere to
bathroom.
run, and
You
know
have
what, dude?
psychologically, you're beyond flight
Yeah.
because if I flight,
You've been
I'm
building it up in
fucking-
a
I'm
bathroom.
I'm a pussy. right?
Exactly, bro. And dude, I beat the shit out of this motherfucker, bro.
But that's the
I
thing about
fucked
like
him up into next week, dude.
This is a very nice story, and I don't mean nice
but
at
no,
all.
no,
I mean
but-
horrific. But I mean, a lot of people who go through this bullying commit suicide.
but yes,
A lot of people, like statistically, like a lot of people commit suicide because
listen,
of bullying.
man, I'll be
and
honest,
I
dude,
don't
like-
want to. I don't want to say people that get bullied are weak when they commit suicide. It's because they don't have bigger brothers that can protect them in
It's
any
not.
situation.
It's not even about
Yeah.
the bigger. Like
or
I'm not
they,
saying my
they don't live in a
brothers were there,
society
bro.
where they have this support at all. Like
brothers is a weird thing.
Brothers
I don't have
are
any
awesome,
brothers.
But can you talk to
My-
your brothers about everything?
My
I don't have a
father,
brother.
My father had a brother, my uncle, and like I've heard 1,000 stories about my uncle, my father's brother, starting a fight, and my dad having to like finish it and like go in and crack some skulls because his little brother was stupid,
right? Yeah. That's
and
quite.
that's
been there.
that's like a thing, with brothers. But a lot of people don't have a brother, or a lot of people are a single child.
Younger
and-
brothers maybe like they don't have anyone there, right? I have a younger sister. I don't have any older siblings. I don't have any brothers at all. I have a younger sister. Like if I was I was bullied, but not like horrifically. If I was bullied seriously, which a lot of people and kids are, then I don't know how I would deal with this situation like at all, because I grew up in a different time than you grew up, Darius. Like you're not much younger than me, but you're like 7 years younger than me. So
you're basically the age of my. How old are you now?
30.
Yeah, you're basically the same age as my eldest brother.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like
you put me in a bathroom, you little.
well, I mean, if I had a younger brother, I
What
might
do
have
you do
done
to
that.
your
Brothers
Yeah.
were there to be like, hey,
Exactly.
this is the life.
They were
You
outside the bathroom,
You
though,
gotta protect
right?
yourself.
No, but here's the thing.
The thing is, they
here's the
were
thing.
outside the bathroom.
I
You
never-
deep down, you knew they were there for you regardless, right?
But that's the thing. My brothers had this thing. Look, my middle brother tried to fucking murder me most of my life, dude. Like I got bullied by my middle brother, and my eldest brother bullied him.
Did you have
Yeah.
diamonds under your pillow, or?
Dude, I come from a family of diamond smugglers, so
Nice.
I'll tell you a story about that. In the apartheid era, my grandfather's house. I'm serious, dude. My father, he told us a story, and my uncle told the same story about how the cops showed up, and they had dogs there. They were fucking looking, dude. They tore the whole house apart.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes before they arrived, the grandfather, like our grandfather, was standing there and he was just sprinkling shit into the pool. We had a big pool then. He was sprinkling shit in the pool. And then afterwards, the cops
Shit.
left. The cops left and they were like, there's nothing here. And they kind of like harassed my grandfather at the time. And then afterwards, my grandfather was like, okay, I'm gonna drain the pool. Here's some snorkeling glasses. If it looks shiny, take it out. And they had a fuckload
This
of
happened
diamonds.
in your lifetime?
This happened in my father's lifetime.
Okay.
Wow.
Dude, like, okay, you need to understand, like,
So it's that much a part of South Africa's
yes,
history.
It
and
is.
culture.
Guys, you met
Grandpa's
Duncan.
throwing diamonds into the family pool
Like the fact you got a pool.
Grandfather is throwing diamonds in the family
In the
pool
60s
to hide
or
it from the
something?
cops.
Was this was like 60s? I'm
This
gonna
was
say.
70s?
this was no
60s,
my
70s.
father was born in we'll say about 1970s.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, when he was a
Dad
bit
was
older.
born in 1970?
No,
Nah.
my father was born in 1960, I think. He's 50 years old now.
okay.
He's
But he would have been
56.
about 10 years old when this happened. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. So, dude, like, all of this shit's happening, So I'll point out, fuck, I don't know where I'm going.
Brothers bullying.
Brothers bullying, you know, dude, it's a part of life, man.
Of course it is,
But
but
here's the thing, dude. No, look, dude. I know what you're talking about, depression. Look, dude. My grandfather, my mother's side, he had 11 brothers and sisters. 6 of them were brothers, and all of them committed suicide. So I have, like, on the hereditary sense, I have clinical depression. And I'm gonna be very honest, bro. Before I started stripping, I was clinically depressed. I was on antidepressants. I was going through a very hard time in my life.
It is a thing. Depression is a thing.
It's a fucking thing. It is a time.
thing.
It's the biggest thing in our fucking generation at this point.
but it's slightly different to talk about depression and bullying.
No, but the thing is,
Like,
like,
I
a lot
mentioned
of,
suicide, yeah, but I wasn't necessarily talking about depression itself.
no, but here's the thing. Like, a lot of when I had to see therapists and shit like that, I almost got fucking committed at one stage because like they were worried about me and some bullshit because I had a lot of violent breakouts.
You were just
So-
stripping on the streets.
I was just stripping on the streets,
For
you
free.
know,
Just
blowjobs on
stripping
the
for free.
side. No, but to be honest, man, like this shit happened in my life, and I'm not afraid to talk about it because you know what, I worry about
it's
people
real.
out there. It's real.
It's
it
real,
happens
yeah.
to people.
But you say
Yeah,
you're
it
worried
does.
about people, but then you say bullying is fine.
No, because the thing is, bro, at the
feel like
same
there's
time,
a-
it's a
there's a
fucking
give and
mindset.
take, right?
It's a fucking mindset, dude. And like I know a lot of people don't agree with me, and a lot of people need their medication. But I met a guy. He's one of my best friends actually. He's one of the guys that got me into stripping. This guy.
That's a great quote.
He moved from a different city, dude. He moved from a different city with nothing to his name. He's only in his car, bro. He was
$50 and a
sleeping-
G-string.
He was sleeping in his fucking car, bro. And you know-
Strip it for $1.
this guy, dude, he was a bodybuilder. Like at the time, I was trying to get into bodybuilding and stuff like that. And I met him, and we met up at the Magic Mike auditions type shit. Became good friends. We started in Magic Mike.
You made the team.
I made the fucking
Together.
team, bro. They were like, "Hey,
Starting lineups.
you got abs, man. Come on."
Varsity squad.
Varsity stripper.
But this guy, bro, he approached me and he said to me, he's like, "Are you taking antidepressants right now?" And I said, "Yes, I am." He's like, "Why?" And you know, dude, at that time I was just like, Jesus.
How do
man,
you answer
because
that?
I'm fucking sad, you know.
Right? What do
Like,
you say to that?
I just said to him, like, listen, man, I got diagnosed. I have to take these things. I was like, but what if you don't? You know, this guy was just fucking weird, man. He was thinking, he was crazy as shit, dude. And you know
He
what?
was probably on drugs.
I'm
He was
shaking my
probably
head
on-
for people that can't see me. I'm shaking my head.
Shake your head, no, but listen, man, this is not for everyone. This is just my story. I'm not telling anyone, like, take it off because
I'm
that
on
might
board.
be dangerous.
I'm
You
on
might end
board.
up in some fucked up shit.
right.
But this guy said, listen, man, your life is going to be very hectic for a while, but I want you to just live now, live immediately, and understand that sadness is, and the bad things that happen in your life are fucking necessary for you to understand what's good in life. And like Lee, I understand you don't understand that, and
No, it's not that I don't understand. Everyone understands that. It's
Yeah,
not.
I
It's
know.
not difficult to
It's
understand.
not difficult
That's
to
not
understand.
the point.
And
Do
no,
we
and
all
I don't
understand
want to
that,
put.
though?
I don't
Like,
want to
really
dampen
deep
depression on
down?
anyone. Like, dude, everyone goes through their own phase of depression. But like for me, this was liberating, bro. For this was needed for me, and I got off my pills, and dude, shit really went fucking haywire for me, bro. In my brain, because I had a problem. I had social anxiety. I couldn't talk to people. And
Did
then,
you see the beauty in the world, or
not really,
saw, like,
man. I saw a
darkness
lot.
and
I saw a lot
sadness?
worse shit in life, bro. I actually went through a very horrifying
sad
stage
and-
of my life.
Of course you did.
Even
But-
with 17 dogs?
I had fucking 17 dogs.
Weimaraners, no less. You could have dressed them as little
Santa hats on them. It would
yeah.
have been beautiful.
festive
But you know what, man?
Weimaraners.
You know what? I passed that shit and I moved forward and I dealt with a lot of fucked up shit. And like, dude, in South Africa at this
But
time, a lot
do you
of shit
think that
happened
would
to me
have?
too.
Do you not think that still would have happened with the medication?
I don't. The thing is that the medication
Because there's no
used
way to
numb
know.
me, man.
There's no other way to know.
I bet it, yeah.
Like, okay, let me put it like this, and I'm gonna say it over this podcast. When I got off of the antidepressants, I got into my marijuana deeply, man. I got into a lot of marijuana. I smoked fuckload of joints.
You just
every day.
replace one thing with another.
Yeah, I
thing.
replaced
Well,
one thing with another,
I've-
and I weaned myself off of all of those things, bro. Because for me, it was a physical challenge for myself. I had to isolate myself from a lot of people because I feel like the thing is when you talk. How long have you guys spent in isolation, not speaking to anyone?
a long time.
I mean, you know,
Because the
I've
thing is,
been
if you
there.
don't
Everybody's
speak to
been there,
someone, you
but
kind of rate how they see you. Like you change your own like way of how you are through their eyes. Because always trying to accommodate
You
someone.
trying to
even
please
though it's-
someone? Well,
you're trying to
that's
please
you.
someone. It's
That's you
self-consciously.
subjectively trying
No,
to
not
please
just
someone.
subjectively, but just like you're trying to you know who you are by the reactions of someone else.
Right.
But you don't know their
In a
reaction.
sense, in a sense.
You assume their reaction.
You assume,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you
You don't know for sure
Okay,
how they
for
perceive.
Well, we're all
example,
reflections of each other.
Yeah.
As far as medical drugs given to you by the pharmaceutical companies, I was diagnosed in air quotes with
Air quotes.
ADHD, ADD as
Yeah.
a child, and I was a little crazy fuck. I was
Yeah.
bouncing off the walls, didn't pay attention to anything, and I got prescribed Ritalin. And I was prescribed Ritalin since 5th, 6th grade, you know,
and
a
they're
little
great, aren't
kid,
they?
How old
They're
is
so
sixth
great.
grade? How old?
Give me some
11,
Adderall.
12 years old.
Fucking awesome, dude.
And
I feel
when
like I live in the Matrix.
I
Well,
know, I
that's
feel like
that's
a
when you're older.
superhero.
But when
Yeah.
you're taking it when you're younger, and you take these pills, and all of your friends are like, "Dude, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, you just
Like,
kind of.
what are you today?
You're like a zombie, right?
You're literally a zombie.
You lose your
And I would-
charisma.
dude, I'd go to school and I would like.
It's not.
I
good.
would just sit there like, what the like have this like I would feel like I was on drugs because
You would.
I mean everybody's like tried maybe a drug, caffeine, whatever. When you take something, you feel like you're on something, you know.
Yeah.
And as a child, that's like weird, you know.
I
You're
mean,
like
it's
12
not
years old
good
and
for a
you're like,
child
what
at
the
all.
fuck?
It's
You
not
shouldn't.
good.
When a child
then
is
I
still
started-
developing the
Shouldn't
chemicals in their
medicate,
mind,
yeah.
you
Their
shouldn't be
brain's
fucking
not
with that
even
at
done
all.
growing.
Yeah.
Yeah, at all. And like when I'm saying antidepressants are not bad, I'm talking about adults. I'm not talking about children
Right,
at
right,
all
right.
because they're still
There's a
developing
whole
at all.
in America.
Child
That's a huge
antidepressants?
issue right now.
Yeah, I mean,
or it has been for
children-
years.
They're putting
drugging
kids on
kids.
antidepressants now. They're putting kids.
They're putting fucking dogs on antidepressants, dude.
Kids in
Christ.
America
dogs
get
that
a
take
lot of.
America.
depression pills.
Yeah,
dogs and cats.
Oh my.
Of course, they're putting kids on this shit, dude. America's
epidemic almost
America's
in America.
one of the only countries in the world that allows pharmaceutical companies to sell to people through advertising.
Yeah.
You see it every football game or whatever
Oh, right,
TV.
right.
Take this pill. Ask your doctor about whatever.
Right. That's so terrible.
Right? Ask
It is
your
bad.
doctor
I
about
remember
this
that.
pill to save you from this. But oh wait, your butthole's gonna bleed until you die.
And never forget your
But
dick
we'll
stops
fix
working.
your
And
dick.
dick's gonna stop working.
Okay,
Yeah.
that didn't happen to me, but I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like the first time they
I ain't got no
doesn't happen to
doubt
me.
you gonna be
the
honest.
first time they
no.
gave me shit, bro. Like I'm gonna be honest, but my fucking face stopped working. I went to a
Your
fucking
face.
John Legend concert.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
bro,
you saw
I
John
would-
Legend?
I fucking love John Legend, bro.
Oh my God, me
Oh,
too,
dude.
man.
That's the voice of
Shit.
a fucking angel right there, bro.
Let me drink
So
to
dude, I
that.
went to a John Legend concert. I'm out, dude.
Bowls up.
We're all out.
Oh,
Hey, there's
shit.
a little whiskey left of you.
I'll have to hit that, dude.
Yeah, all right.
So
There's
I
no
went to a
Coca-Cola
John
though.
Legend concert, and I was like, dude, I couldn't feel my fucking face, dude.
Because of what?
Antidepressants, bro.
Oh, because of your pills that were prescribed to you.
Yeah, because I was on the wrong pills, bro. And I couldn't feel
Like
my
Zoloft,
fucking face.
Xanax, or something.
Dude, it was
Just
it
some
was close to
downer.
Zoloft. I can't remember what
Some
it's called.
downer drug.
Sorry, mate. And dude, I was just chilling, and I'm sitting in traffic, bro. And my girlfriend at the time, she was just like, "Honey," it's like, "Yeah, you're drooling." I'm just like, "Really? I can't feel my fucking face." You know, like I was so
That
because
makes
it's the
sense.
first time I started taking this shit, and dude. You know how spiritual and dramatic and beautiful a fucking John Legend concert is, bro.
Yeah,
And
I've never
I
seen him
didn't
live.
feel a
man,
fucking
but-
thing, dude. I was so
Oh,
upset, bro.
Terrible.
So upset. I missed out.
Because you took drugs.
Because I took antidepressants. Because I took legal
Is that
bullshit.
John Legend?
I think so.
Yeah,
that's
yeah, it is. It
I
is.
think so.
John
We're just
Legend is
ordinary
He's a legend,
He's
bro.
a good
We
singer.
don't- Oh my God, bro. He's amazing.
He's just great, bro. He's just great, dude.
He was given a
John
master's
Legend,
degree.
his
by,
name should be John Great.
Wait, what?
Columbia? I think he was given a master's
Like an
degree by
honorable-
Columbia.
in
An
fucking
honorable-
what?
He was
an
given a
honorable-
"You're famous.
You're
Here's
famous.
a
Here's
thing."
a degree.
Yeah, you know.
Donald
you gotta
Trump's got a
fucking-
few of those as well.
You're the man.
He got his
Yeah.
record actually. I think it's Edinburgh University or like a Scottish university gave him an honorable degree
Doctorate.
Yeah,
and
they all
then
do.
recalled it
He was the-
once he became
Really?
president.
Oh my, I'm not surprised.
He was magna cum laude.
Dude, everyone, like, in South Africans, dude,
He
we
screamed.
pride ourselves on education, bro. Like, the more educated you are, the better of a person you are. The
It's
less
like
educated you are, the more white
It's like a
trash you are.
societal
It's a
fucking
big
issue,
thing, bro. It's like a hierarchical thing, bro.
right?
So when
Caste
every time people are like
system-esque.
cum laude, bro, they're so happy and so. But and always I look at this, I'm like, you're happy about coming louder? What? What is this bullshit?
What is bullshit?
What is this bullshit?
What is the time?
Is it because they're happy about?
2.5.
Is it because they're happy about their title?
Dude, I don't know. Like, they're very happy about it. But
That's a
they're always-
university thing, right?
Yeah, it's a university thing,
Yeah.
but they're always posting it on Facebook. And dude, and I'm just at the same time, it's like,
I have good grades.
you have good grades. Guess what, mate?
Do you have
Who
bumper?
cares?
Some of us are fucking working already.
Do you have bumper stickers in South Africa that say "My kid is on honor roll"? Like,
No, but like I almost bought my mom.
My
a
kid
bumper
is
sticker
not
that
a
says,
prawn.
My kid is an asshole, but I'm okay with it.
Nice.
I have to wean my parents into like how I am. Like, you guys, you've seen what I'm about and what I do, bro. I was in a bank and a guy hit on my mom, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I was in a fucking bank, dude, and this guy starts hitting on my mom. And dude, like, I have a problem with just like keeping my fucking mouth shut.
Yeah.
We've noticed.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like, dude, if it needs to be said, man. Like, fuck this guy.
Why not
dude.
say it? But do you even have that thought in your head of like, should I say something, or do you just say it?
I like to surprise myself. Like, you know the reaction you guys get. I kind of wean off, like, oh shit, maybe I did say something.
No,
bad.
I know. I've noticed that in you. Like you've said something to me, and then I see the moment of realization hits us at the same time. like I'm like, what the fuck did he just say? And he's like, did I just fucking say that? Like, yeah, I've seen
Jesus,
that.
I really did that. That was
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But guys, like, okay, you guys can probably edit this out in the end, bro. But like, at some point, bro, do you not question your own reality?
Yeah, bro.
You have to question your own
Jesus,
reality.
don't start James on reality.
No, I like speaking to James. I've listened to the podcast before, bro. Like, you have a point there, bro. You have a lot of points. Like, reality to me, bro, sometimes, like, dude, we're at a point where satire is becoming fucking reality.
But satire's always been reality. That's what satire is. That's what its point
Art
is.
imitating life.
Exactly.
Imitating life.
That's exactly what.
imitating
Like
life.
South Park became popular because they took the piss out of reality. So
Yeah.
Took the
That's-
piss means made fun of.
made fun of reality. Yes, exactly.
But dude, do you guys like? All right, you know, you randomly become self-aware. You know, you're doing something for so long, and then boom, self-awareness just fucking hits you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're like-
Self-awareness is a constant bombardment of pain.
Yeah. Mr. Me6 right now, Jesus.
Huh?
Mr. Me6.
Mr. Meese.
Me six. Rick and Morty.
Hi, Mr. Me6. Look at me. You know,
What? No.
It's
I
a
didn't.
cartoon.
it's a cartoon. It's
Rick-
not good there.
I don't watch
Yeah,
TV.
let's not
man.
go there.
If you have a low IQ, you wouldn't get it.
It's only for
Oh,
smart
yeah,
people.
fuck off.
High intelligence.
I am very.
You're probably
smart.
not really smart. It's okay.
I know a lot of things about things.
It's an inside joke about the show.
Get fucked.
No.
Get wrecked, cunt.
It's okay. You're probably not a genius like I am.
But bro, you know,
Typical Rick and Morty viewer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you probably know what Pickle Rick is. It's
No,
alright.
it's
It's
like-
okay.
It's very nerdy. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
we're
alright.
cool because we like Rick and Morty.
It's based on science, so it must be clever.
Yeah, it's science, so we're
You
smart.
know
The main
nothing of
character's
string
really
theory.
cool, even though he's an actual asshole and he wants to kill himself. But yeah, he's really
he's
cool.
so cool.
demigod.
No, it's funny though.
God damn.
It's funny. It's a funny show.
It is really funny. It's
really funny.
It is really clever,
Super funny.
and you have to be a genius to get it.
And it's super funny. Well, it's super funny if you're smart enough to get the jokes.
Bro, for me, like, there's points in your life, like, you realize, like, you're doing something that's fucking awesome. And sometimes it's really not awesome. It's just fucking crazy. Like, you're delivering really bad
That
news.
describes this podcast very well.
You know, sometimes you're delivering really bad news to someone with, like, listen, man, your brother died.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then boom, as you're saying, hey, bro, your brother died, it kind of hits you as like, Jesus, dude, I am fucking alive, and this man's brother just died. You know, and you have to do that.
Those moments.
And a lot of times, bro, you don't realize, but like your mind is like I don't know, softening the blow of what's actually happening around you.
There's like some
there's always that concept that nothing bad will happen to you. Like when you hear someone gets cancer, you're like, oh, that's terrible.
You're
but you think, yeah, they got cancer. I would never get
You're
cancer. Like,
vicariously
yeah.
oh, that
living
person got
through
hit by a car. Yeah,
Right.
that's
somebody
terrible.
else's.
never gonna happen
But
to
that
me.
would never happen to me, right? And when something does happen to you, you're like,
Dude,
fuck.
my stepsister, her husband recently got diagnosed with ALS.
I'm fucking sorry, mate.
And that's like one of the worst things ever.
Yeah, it's
like,
terrible,
I mean,
yeah.
it's
What's
just
ALS?
awful.
Like cancer's kind of better.
No, it's like you're.
They did you know the ice bucket challenge that came
Yeah.
out
Famous
like a
South
couple of years
African.
ago. That was based on.
It's
this
like a
disease.
debilitating disease where your body kind of breaks down slowly
Yeah.
over time, and it's just like a real grind, and you got to prepare for it, and it like happens quickly, and you get it like a certain amount of time to be on the earth type shit.
Wow.
Is it
It's
death sentence
really
almost?
fucked up. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, can I be a bit insensitive? Just and straight from the
No.
topic. Just a little bit.
Straight-
So you know ALS.
Oh,
you
you're
know
gonna
the
take credit
ice.
for the ice bucket challenge?
No,
Oh,
no,
it's
I'm
fine in
not.
South
I'm
Africa.
not gonna take credit for the ice bucket challenge. But South Africans, we need to do that. So you know the guy that's based off
really
of the South
hot there?
African.
Do you have
he's a
ice
South-
in South Africa?
Sometimes. So you know the South African rugby player that had ALS, and that's why the ice bucket challenge became a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, that guy. So I got a message from a mate of mine, bro, like fucking way back. I'm not gonna mention any names, and you know who you are if you're listening to this, you fucking asshole.
All
But
right.
this guy, bro, he messaged me and he was like, bro, you know this guy? I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm sleeping with his ex-wife. And I was like, bro, but you know what this guy is famous for? Like, dude, the ice bucket challenge. It's like, yeah, but his ex-wife is pretty hot.
Also,
Like-
you know the guy that fucked this guy's wife.
Yeah.
I,
I don't know whether to be proud of it.
I mean,
or
that's
not,
kind of a
but-
cool story. It's a weird segue to go from something traumatic like Spencer's knowing someone in his family that has ALS, but I'm glad you told us the story.
But that's the
'cause-
thing, bro.
prefaces
That's
himself
a
with-
very
Yeah.
purely South African thing.
I
as
didn't
well.
want to go
Like,
down that hole anyway.
I don't want you to be sad, so I'm
and
gonna, I'm
it's
gonna
not a
fucking
hole,
divert.
but it's
I'm
something to
gonna
talk
divert.
about. But let's divert. Yeah,
Let's
It's good.
divert. Listen,
good.
man, like, there's a lot of fucked up shit happening. My grandmother is dying of cancer right now. Like, I don't know, she's going through treatment and shit. But you know what, dude? At the same time, I'm like, you're old as fuck. It's time. It's fucking time. You know,
How old is she?
Jesus.
my grandfather, he's taking his fucking
She's
time.
70.
7,
No, I don't know. How old is
She's like
she?
78, dude.
78.
78.
Bro,
yeah.
here's the worst. I'm Skyping my parents, bro, and like, hey, say hello to your grandmother, bro. And like, she just went through chemo, and as they're showing me the fucking
God.
video,
This-
all I'm
this
seeing
is
is
gonna
this
be
bald
cut out of
fucking
the-
head, mate. I'm just seeing the bald head, and she's talking. I'm like, hi, grandma. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, Jesus, you're really getting bald, you know? But like, I
Yeah.
can't tell her like, hey, can you point the camera a bit down?
Oh Jesus!
So I'm very
I
insensitive.
don't
guys.
want to see your bald head,
I don't
Grandma.
want
Grandma.
to see your
Chemo
bald
head.
fucking head. You
Your
know, I get
chemo
it.
head.
Cancer's getting. You got the cancer bad. You know?
It's
Opposed to the people that have it well. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, you
got
got,
that
good, you got the good
cancer.
cancer.
Oh, you got- There's gotta
What
be
kind
some-
of cancer. You know,
no, that's
No, that's not
that doesn't
thing.
happen. That doesn't
No,
happen.
no, not at all, ever.
I feel like the worst kind of cancer must be like rectal cancer.
Any kind of cancer is the kind of
Testicle,
worst kind of cancer.
testicular cancer is
Testicular
pretty bad.
cancer. They chop your balls off.
I'm more protective of my balls than I am of my anus.
I don't know. I feel like if I didn't have testicles, but I'd be fucking aerodynamic.
How do you run? How do you run? Your dick's first.
You don't know, but hear me out. They're usually
Just running
flopping
to your
around,
next trip.
But now
Have
it's
you
just
ever
watched
breaking
the
wind.
Olympics?
It's just breaking the
Have
wind,
you ever
man.
watched the Olympics? They run head first. They don't run dick first.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But now I could really run.
Are you a
head
professional
first.
skydiver?
I run with an erection
Aerodynamic.
everywhere I
Fuck.
go.
No.
Have you ever shaved your entire body and be like,
No.
Jesus,
No.
Jesus,
You lost me at shave.
Did you ever shave? No.
so aerodynamic right now.
bro? Like I
my
shaved
God.
like the first time. Okay, hear me out.
You look like a guy that would shave
For fun.
any
For
region
fun.
at any time, ever.
Spence, bro, you don't understand what it's like to be that smooth.
Is it
I'm
humbling?
It's fucking
'Cause
no,
it
it's
doesn't
not even-
sound humbling.
It's not humbling, bro. It is like you kind of just like you feel yourself and it's like.
But you
I
also
am
look like a guy
golden
that has no
god, you
chest
know?
hair.
I got fucking gang chest here. Look at this shit.
That's not.
Bro,
you could
you
see.
ain't got
James.
I
Listen,
see
no,
half a
listen,
tribal
no.
tattoo.
You don't even have
Understand.
more than me, and James has twice as much as I
I
do.
shaved a week ago.
So?
Like,
Why?
This is
It's
because
winter. That's why you
here's the
need
thing,
body
bro.
hair.
I don't like having that much body hair, man, because it fucking hurts me, man.
It hurts your soul, or
It hurts my
you-
skin. Because
skin.
every time
If
I've
your own
been
hair
shaving it
hurts
for
you,
so
that's the
long, bro,
problem.
that it fucking points back into the skin and just fucking hurts
get
me, man.
ingrown
You shave too
hair.
much.
No, not
dude.
ingrown
Just let it
hairs, bro.
go.
It's just like
Let it go.
angry hairs.
What's
Just
the-
let it go,
what?
dude.
Just grow it.
Be
like a-
peaceful with your
Be
hair.
a person.
I want to be a person, but I also like being smooth as fuck.
This is weird.
You
Though
are
I
smooth
remember
as
one time in
fuck.
university, I did like wax my
Of course it
legs
was
for
university.
charity.
Yeah?
So, but then they were random patches.
Yeah, for charity.
It was. I made like £70 for charity.
You had that much
Kansas
hair.
defeated now.
Jesus, first world countries are great.
So, but
They're selling hair over there.
70 fucking pounds. You know what that is in rand? I
For
could
some
retire.
leg hair.
£70 is a lot of rent. actually.
Jesus, man.
Just get a fucking spot by the
That's like-
beach and
That's like
just
1,500 rand.
Like if I move to the UK and I donated the amount of fucking body hair that I shave.
It wasn't a donation. I want to clear that up. It was for charity. People paid because I was in pain.
Oh, because you were
It's
in
waxing.
pain.
It was like you wax something. With
I will
those strips.
explain my life, and they'll be like, "Jesus, you're in a lot of pain. Here's donations."
No, that's not how charity works. Anyway, these
Really?
patches I touched, they were quite. I have to admit, when he says I'm a golden god, like
It feels
they did
great,
feel
doesn't it?
good. Like,
feel
Well, I think if
fantastic.
there's
You feel soft
any
and
sort
nice.
of good donation or charity to give to humanity, it should be through pain.
I want you guys
It
to
was.
understand that Keaton Jones's mom made almost $60,000. No,
no, she didn't.
ugly.
She didn't make any money.
Her child is
She didn't make any money. She didn't make any money.
Fund me.
That's
All right.
she didn't make the
On that
GoFundMe,
note,
and she didn't claim any of that money. It
Thank
went
you
to
for
charity.
listening.
Oh my god.
Ugly children give money.
Can we retire?
We're gonna retire this.
Let's
one.
retire.
We're gonna retire and
We've been
shave.
going.
I'm sorry
We've been
if
going. We could
developed
go.
into some
No, that was a fun
awkward
one.
crony.
That was a
You're
fun one.
wonderful. You're wonderful.
That was a fun one. Thank you so much, and thank you.
Yeah,
There was so
for-
much we didn't talk about that I wanted to talk about, so we're gonna have to get you back.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you
Yeah,
back.
actually, yeah. We
I
need
mean,
to,
I might,
right?
I won't be here because
Our
I don't want to
ratings
talk
are
to you.
gonna spike after this.
I highly doubt.
I mean, like.
Like,